Hey guys, it's Logic here. This is gonna be a 2FM beginner tutorial. I am aware that one already exists made by Nintendo. However, I feel like Nintendo's video, which is a year old now, is a little bit outdated. And so I decided on myself that I'll make a new tutorial for beginner with the newest strats, just to show them off to the newcomers of the game, and to allow them to be at the same level as everyone else, because if newcomers join the game today with Nintendo's tutorial, no disrespect to Nintendo, they'll be using old, outdated strats that just frankly aren't as quick or as consistent as the ones that we use today. So I'll be using the strats that we use today to hopefully give the new runners the same kind of start that we do. So, in beginner, of course, you want to make sure you close the application before you start your run, so you get a clean RNG start. Not closing the application can have RNG stay the same. Say if you title screen from a save point, the RNG will still be a bit messed up. Closing the application will keep it clean, and you're able to RNG manip for the start here. This RNG manip coming up is pretty crucial for the early part of Roxas. It just makes it super consistent. Pick up the struggle bat on the right, your right, get the strength boost. Now, this is the fight we need to do perfectly to get the RNG manip, and it isn't as bad as you think. So, we start off here, just a tutorial about how to swing a weapon. And what you want to do is you want to just do one full air combo on him. Go back off, you do one full air combo. Now, this is the crucial part. On this part right here, what you want to do is, you want to do a ground hit to break his guard. He'll have his guard up, and you'll parry him. The moment you're done parrying him, you do 2 ground hits, 1 ground hit, full air combo. He'll swing, you do another full air combo. When he swings, you want to sidestep him so you avoid it. So, you come at him, you break his guard, you do 2 ground hits, 1 ground hit, full air combo, he'll swing, full air combo. This will set the RNG for the dusks at the start of Roxas, just making it super consistent. Not doing that fight in that way will have the dusks react in inconsistent ways. They'll do different openings to what you'll see here, and it's just slow. You'll play a guessing game every time you mess up that fight and do dusks. So just doing that strat will guarantee the same attack pattern every time. So this is the first fight affected by the RNG manip. What you want to do for this fight is you want to run forward and you want to get a full air combo on him. Depending on your timing, you'll either get 2 hits and a parry or a full air combo off. If you're really quick with it, you get the full air combo. If you get the parry, not a big deal. You can just back it up in the end. So what you want to do is you want to do a full air combo. He'll jump up in the air and do his upside down slap attack. You want to go behind him, jump behind him, and do full air combos. Make sure you jump high as you can to make sure you don't parry him, because it's slow if you parry him. And then when he's falling, you just finish up, get as many hits as you can just to finish up the fight, if you parry or if you whiff. So, start the fight, you run at him, full air combo, full air combo, full air combo, hit. That fight's really lenient with the RNG manip because he can do a second attack, which is he'll plant his head on the floor. So, 2 air hits and a full air combo to kill a dust. So what he'll do is, for that fight, is he'll plant his head on the floor. He'll go up, first of all, he'll come back down, plant his head on the floor, and then flick his head up. If you kill him, or if you pass that phase when he's doing that attack, it's perfectly fine, not a problem, the RNG will stay manipulated to the way you want. If he does a third attack, the RNG will be broken. And so the fights coming up will also be inconsistent. So don't worry about it if you parry or you whiff at the start, because you have a little bit of leniency with that fight to keep the RNG manip going. So, this part coming up, mail delivery, the hardest part in the run. World record to decide on this part. So I'll just tell you what I do. Circle, triangle, X, triangle, circle, triangle, 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 triangle. Doing it like that will get you consistent 7-second mail deliveries, which is great. Sub 7 is what you want there. 670 to 7 second is like good, it's ideal, what you want. With that strat that I do, you get about 680 to 7 second every time. And you want to make sure you pick up this skateboard anytime you can. This skateboard makes Roxas the quickest boy. so you can just get to places faster. And of course, in a speedrun, you need to go quick, so you want to make sure you do that. Coming up next is the next fight that will be RNG. Whoops. The next fight that will be RNG manipulated. That will be a Dusk and Sandlot. This Dusk reacts differently to the one at Mansion because this Dusk will start off with a dance. I have a little boogie. So what we want to do is when he's throwing down his little boogie, you want to do one full air combo and one ground hit. When you get the one ground hit off, you want to use the RC for him to look about all confused. When he's looking around all confused, you want to get the last 2 air combos you need. And that will finish the phase. So, you run at him, he gives a little shimmy, one full air combo, one ground hit, RC, and then finish up with air combos. There you go. Gonna pick sword here, because that's the route. We have all the abilities and sword that we need. Okay, for this fight, it is, this fight's a little bit weird. This fight can be done in many different ways. I think this fight is honestly preference, because there are 2 methods you could do this fight that are the same pace. I personally use the method I'm going to show now, because I find it more consistent for myself. So what I do is, there's a Dusk in front of me, a Dusk to your left, and a Dusk to your right. I attack the Dusk in front of me as soon as I possibly can. The moment I gain control, I'm already going to hit him. And I want to make sure I kill him as quick as I can. 2 air hits and a full air combo, just the same. When you kill him, auto-target will pick a Dusk, either the one on your left or the one on your right, that will now be positioned directly behind you. This is because you take the time to kill the one in front of you and they wander up to you. What you want to do is, the moment you kill the Dusk in front of you, you want to jump and swing. You want to jump backwards and swing. When you jump backwards and swing, auto-target will have picked a target for you. Whatever target you pick, you do the 2 air hits and a full air combo on again. When you kill the second Dusk, the third one will come in for an attack. Depending on the attack, you do what I'm going to tell you. So if he's on the floor and he does a little snake attack, he curls up in a little ball like a snake and then uses his feet to whip you. What you want to do is, you want to jump, a very small jump, just a tap on the circle button, and do the 2 air hits and a full air combo. If you time your air hit just right, you can catch him before he swings. If you parry him, it's no big deal. Not as optimal, but it's no big deal. You still get the fight. Another attack he can do is he can go upside down. If he goes upside down, just wait for him to start swinging, and jump up, do the 2 air hits and full air combo. So, when the fight starts, 2 air hits. Oh, I whiffed. Alright, there you go. Or a tiger will pick one. Alright. Not the best, but yeah. That fight went bad. I whiffed a hit, which is no biggie. But yeah, the fight isn't the biggest of deals. It can lose you. I think that fight lost me like a second or 2, which isn't the biggest of deals, like I said. But yeah, I apologize for not pulling off that strat there. Like I said, it is preference though, so if you know the strat, basically just go ham on every Dusk that gets targeted. So on your way to Twilight Thorn, we have a potion in our inventory. This is given to us by the game because it is so generous. We don't want this though. It's a bad gift for beginner. We want to toss it in this fight. The reason why we toss it in this fight is because we can't do anything to speed it up. In this first phase here before the RC, we can't do anything. We just wait. So pop the potion. We don't need it. Twilight Thorn. It's a fun fight. It's a fun fight. So what we want to do is, once you finish the RCs, he'll be flat on his face, out cold. When he's doing this, when he's out cold, you want to get 4 air combos on him. You want to get 4 air combos. That's the goal here. Before he gets up again. So, you do the RCs. When he finishes... Wait a minute. There we go. Once he finishes getting up, he'll do an attack. And he'll attack towards you. You want to position yourself nicely and attack the back of his head. Once you attack the back of his head, he'll plant himself and summon creepers. Once this happens, I'll talk you through it once I get there, because it is a bit hard to explain what happens without showing it off. So I think it's easy to show off. So when he's in this phase, you want to get your 4 air combos off. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can swing again, not a big deal for the fight. So get another air combo when he does this, and reposition yourself to the front of the head. Start your combos. You want to make sure you knock these 2 creepers away by jumping up high. Do the RCs, do another 2 air combos, do the RCs again, and do 2 air combos. You can walk backwards to avoid the vines, but you need to be really quick on your combos. And doing it that way just makes it more consistent. You can make sure you hit both creepers away, so you can get the kills you need. Because if you don't knock a creeper away and you knock them away one at a time, they can come at you randomly, and it just makes the fight really hard to adjust to. So we're gonna pause here, and you want to equip guard after you go through these tutorial menus. So you want to equip guard. Guard will be used for Vivi and Axel 1. The strat I'll be using doesn't use guard on Vivi. However, I will attempt the guard strat just because I feel like the guard strat is way easier. Actually, no. I'm going to do the strat that I do. I find it easier, I'll do it. So before I start here now, you want to talk to this guy to start here now. Before I start it, a little thing on the fight. You start in this position when you start the fight. Hayna's in front of you. What you want to do is you want to run to this corner right here. This is the corner you want to be in. Hayna will follow suit. What you want to do is you want to position yourself, I'd say, about here when he's running at you, because you want to stop him where he's standing right now, on this right angle right here, where Roxas is standing. You want to make sure he attacks twice in this position. He'll do a downward swing and then he'll do an upward swing. And if he's in this position right here, you can stand in this corner and he won't hurt you. So what you want to do is, when he's in this corner, like this, when he's in the corner like this, you want to position yourself here, and you want to do 2 air hits, delay the finisher, and you'll end up here. So you want to go, I can't do it here, but you want to do 1, 2, wait, 3, and you'll end up here. Once you end up here, you want to run back, do it again, until he's lost all his orbs, and then you come around here and pick up all the orbs, because the orbs will be around where Roxas is running right now, because of orb spread. So, I'll try and show off the fight. To start the fight, you run in the back left corner, you want him to swing right there. There you go. Full ground combo, position. You want to make sure you delay the finisher. You want to make it so Hayna recovers a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And when he gets to this number, you want to start going around and picking up all the orbs. Attack him twice to stagger him, and pick up the orb. 35 is good for that fight. You want a 35. 35 is ideal. 30 over is okay. If you're getting anything under 30, it needs a bit of work. So next is Vivi, my favorite boy. Where is he? There he is. So what you want to do for Vivi, you want to get right up in his face. The moment the fight starts, you just want to walk right up to him. When you walk right up to him, you want to do 2 full ground combos. He'll retaliate. Get out the way for it, obviously. Next, you want to do 1 full ground combo, 2 ground hits, and then a single air hit. This single air hit is crucial because you want him to retaliate, and if you do it on the ground, you can't get out the way in time, you'll get smacked, and the fight will go bad. So you want to do a full ground combo in the second phase, 2 ground hits, jump, do 1 air hit, and then you just want to move out the way. We'll do the fight in this corner here. Vivi will be here in the fight. When you do the air hit like that, you want to quickly run here. Anywhere past this line and you're fine. So you do the air hit and then you just book it here. Depending on the way Vivi attacks, he can attack this way, but if you just get out of there, he might attack at an angle, so be careful with that. Once he attacks and you're here, just reposition like this, and then do 2 more ground combos and Vivi will be knocked down with no orbs. So I'll show it off. Get right in his face. 2 ground combos. Avoid it. Go for orbs if you want to. Full ground combo. Like that. Let him retaliate. And then just do a ground combo. Ooh, he can have a little bit of orbs. Just do another swing. He won't do anything. And then you want to run around, pick up all the orbs. Like that. 35 again is what you want. Anything above 30 again is good. I messed up the fight a little bit there because of his positioning, but it was recovered the way you saw. That's a good recovery, so keep a note of that. So for this fight, I do this differently, surprisingly. It's the same layout as the last fight, but I do this differently. So what I do here is I start off with an RC. And when I do the RC, I'll do the RC to the one in front of me. So I'll be behind the one in front of me. When I'm behind him, I'll do my air combos. 2, 1, 3, I want to say. I don't quite remember. I think it's 2, 1, 3 for this part. No, it's 2, 3. This is still 2, 3. So, all you want to do is you want to do no finishes whatsoever. It doesn't even matter I said that. Don't listen to me. No finishes. Because if you do finishes, you'll knock the dusks away. And you don't want that. You want them all up right next to you, so you can get collateral hits in. And you just keep doing that till the fight's over, basically. So you do the RC, and you just do air hits. And they'll come bundling up. And back off if you need to. Do another RC if you need to, just to make the fight consistent. Just like that. Never do finishes here. Never just do full air combos, because you knock them away, and then you gotta make the fight slow, and you gotta keep an eye out for them to see what they do. That's more like it. Axel 1 should be by the book. What you want to do is, he'll open with an attack. You want to jump to the right side. The reason why you jump to the right side, not the left, is because you want to knock him into a corner. That'll make the fight a lot easier. So you want to jump to the right and do 3 full air combos. When you land the finisher of the third air combo, you want to guard, because he'll retaliate and he'll do a get back attack. You want to guard this. That's why we equipped guard here. When he does this, you want to delay. You just want to not do anything for half a second, and then do a full air combo, and then do another, and the fight's over. So, jump to the right, full air combo, full air combo, full air combo, guard, delay it, full air combo, full air combo. Just like that. The reason why you delay it is because there's a chance you won't stagger him after you guard his attack, so he'll just attack again, and he can hit you and makes the fight slow. So now, we got everyone's favourite fight on beginner, good old Setzer. Setzer, you want to lose to Setzer. This is the big fight that you want to lose. Losing this fight makes the route work. That's not a joke, you need to lose this fight. So, what you want to do is, you just want to bait him to attack you. And the way you do this is you do 1 single air hit. And you want to loop him, like this. 1 air hit, jump, let him hit you. Just like this. The reason why you jump is just so you're quicker to slap him again. There is a chance he'll jump back. I don't know if he'll do it to me here. There you go. If you jump and right in front of his face, you'll be able to catch him again. So you just keep going. All the way to HP 0. A 30-second fight is the best fight you can have here, when the counter's at 30. A 25 to 30 is good. Doing the jumps can make you have a much quicker fight. And now we want to go to Station Heights. So yeah, like I said, the reason why we want to lose that fight is because we get the medal for 2nd place. And for the first time, winning isn't the thing we want to do here. We want to lose because we get the medal. The medal gives 1 strength upgrade, just 1 strength. Instead of the belt, that gives us 1 defense, or 2 defense, I forget. So you want to add the medal here, as you see 1 strength, bumps up to 7. After you equip the medal, you want to go to configuration and turn summon effects off. You turn this off here, so when you use summons later on the run, it doesn't affect your run whatsoever. So make sure you turn it off. You can mess around with the camera to your preference. It's honestly up to you what you do with the camera. It is a bit of a time loss going back through all these, but if you need to have the camera a specific way, by all means, change the camera settings. There's no problem with doing it. So now that you have the medal equipped, your damage has been upped, which is great. So now we start off with this, the 7 Wonders. We do the wall first. The wall is it's a pretty easy part. You just walk forwards, sidestep this ball, middle yourself again, and hit triangle. Don't feel bad if you get hit by a ball here. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You don't lose that much time if you know how to recover it. So now we're on to Vivi clones, which is just through this tunnel here. Vivi clones is one of the more inconsistent fights in the Roxas section, probably the most inconsistent fight in the Roxas section. So the fight will consist of Vivi clones, as you can see. And basically, they'll all be 1 hit. Just 1 hit from death. So, you want to try and kill them as quick as you possibly can, of course. And the way you do this is you do air hits. Blank air hits, just one. That way, you'll be quick on your feet when you land, and you can quickly catch others. But at the start here, 3 of them will spawn. The way you kill all these 3 optimally is when the timer goes to 1, they'll sidestep. You want to just one side swing. Oof, I got unlucky there. Okay. Step back for a moment if you need to, and then come back to it. They'll spawn, and then you do your air hits. Just like that. So, I got unlucky with that Vivi clone. Wasn't the best timing in the world, but it's okay. If you do get hit, don't feel bad about taking a step back and just reassessing the situation. Because you don't want to dive right back in there to keep getting hit out of it, because that's a time loss. Next up is Shadow Roxas. Shadow Roxas is it's a weird fight. I do this fight strange compared to others. So, others do a ground combo to start this fight. I, however, do the entire fight with air combos. The reason why people start with a ground combo is so you can avoid his first hit. Because his first hit can parry you if you get unlucky. And that's slow. But I'll show you the way that I do it. It's very tight on inputs. So one full air combo, another full air combo. Look at the positioning as well. The positioning is very important for that fight for you to land the finishes. You want to leave that corner at a 45-degree angle. Exactly diagonal from that corner. That way the finisher will always land and it'll never get out of that corner. You do a little bit of movement here. You just use triangle on the train. And you make the jumps over here. Carry on. Now, the next part coming up is bag minigame. Bag minigame is infamous for having a crash on here. The crash can occur if you are spamming the living hell out of your triangle button. Don't do this unless you want to throw a run for memes. Don't do this. It isn't consistent. You won't always get bag crash spamming triangle, but it ups the chances for you to. So you just gotta wait and let the bag do its thing. An optimal part here, this is RNG, because the bag decides when it goes for the bins. What you want is to get a 3 cycle, so that was a 2 cycle there. So that was a 1 cycle. It's unlucky here. Another 1 cycle. 2 cycle. 1 cycle. Okay, not the best. Basically what I mean by 1 cycle and 2 cycle is the bag decides where it wants to go. And if you're lucky, the bag will just go in a complete circle. This is great, because doing less RCs is better. Because the bag tires out quicker if you just go around in circles. 3 cycle is the best you can do. On the 3rd time around, he will go for a bin, so keep an eye out for that. Next, we're off to Mansion to complete the 7 Wonders section. You want to make sure you pick up all the skateboards along here. There's 3, there was 1. Be careful with this guy, he loves to camp the skateboard out, so what you want to do is you want to stand right on top of it, just to get it, if he is camping it out. Hug corners for being optimal. 3rd skateboard's right to your left, right here. And what you want to do is, you want to cut left here, cut right, jump a little bit, and jump big. This is a tiny bit faster than going on the brown ramp. Basically, on the woods, you just want to cut through these trees here. I probably should have mentioned about the tree route at the start of the run, but it's no biggie. Not the worst. Unless you go the long way around, it's not a big deal. So now, we have this usual spot fight. Now this fight has 2 dusks and 1 assassin. And this fight is a bit weird with how it works. So, on this fight, you want to do 2 air hits, 1 air hit, and a full air combo. Because the health's been raised now at this point. So you want to make sure you do 3 blank hits and then a full air combo. So when you open the fight, you just want to be spamming triangle and running back, so you get this RC off. Reposition, 2 air hits, 1 air hit, 1 air combo. I got unlucky here, just catch him again. This assassin, attack him after his attack. And then just do this trap. You want to attack that assassin after he attacks, not before. Because after he attacks, there's a small window of him going into the ground from that attack. In that small window, he's able to be staggered. Once you stagger him, he'll be above ground and you can just beat him up. So that's what you want to do. Making your way to Mansion here. Mansion will be where we close out the Roxas section. It's our last spot that we visit. you want to make sure you fight nothing along the way. Unless it's a forced fight, you don't want to touch anything. You just want to run past everything. It is hard at first, I know, but it's okay. You'll live. Trust me. So going to Mansion, movement is a little bit upped in Mansion. You cut a lot more corners than we have been. So when you start here. You want to go to up there. But you do that is obviously take the stairs. Take the left stairs. Make sure you cut your corners. But always take your corners in short. Never take wide corners. You want to be optimal. You'd be surprised how much time you'd lose if you take corners wide. So after you skip the cutscene and take the items, you jump down here. Run across the room, take the other stairs, and go through the door. The change in movement is insane, guys. Keep up with me here. So once you go in the store, and you skip the cutscene, what you want to do is you want to immediately just cut right and go down. You can change the camera, so you cut right and go up. Up to you, it's all preference. So this is the second last fight, the last mob fight for Roxas, and this is probably one of the more harder fights in Roxas section. So this fight consists of these 4 dusks and 2 assassins that spawn later when 3 of the dusks are dead. What you want to do is you want to do ground hits on these dusks. Now this is the only fight where ground hits for the entire fight are allowed. Air combos are just way quicker, but for this fight you actually want the ground combo because if the dusks do their snake attack and you do a ground hit, Roxas will sideways swing, and this covers a large area and you'll catch 3 or 4 dusks, which is great. The most damage you can get out. So what I do is, to start off and get myself in this position, I go to the dusk on my left and I use the RC to line myself up in a straight line with the dusks. I then do 2 air hits, land, and start the ground combos until the assassins come out. So, just like this. Do the RC. And right, now we're set up. Oof. There you go. This one dusk over here is Alright, there you go. Now for these, you just want to do 1 air hit and a full air combo. Wait for this assassin. Guards. Full air combo. And 1 ground hit. Or 1 air hit, sorry. Not the biggest deal, this dust survived. That fight was a little bit messed up. But that's basically what you want to do to kill the dust quickly. Just doing air combos is okay, but you might whiff a lot of hits. So, Axel 2. This is the final fight for Roxas section. For this fight, you want to start the fight by running to the right. Not straight at him, to the right, because he'll do an attack which spawns a fire pillar in the middle. Never run forward, because you'll get hit by this fire pillar and you won't be able to do the strat. So you want to do a hard right, and then walk towards him. There's a little square diagram on the ground. You want to follow that square diagram for a perfect path. When you follow that path, what you want to do is when you're right next to him, you want to hit square. When you hit square, Roxas will do an attack where he knocks Axel into the air. Axel needs to land. He will land. You do a full ground combo. And then when he's in the air again, you do a full air combo. Wait, did I say that right? You do a full ground combo. When he knocks him in the air, you do a full air combo. I apologize if I didn't say that right. So, when he's knocked in the air, he'll go into the firewall to do his RC. When he does his reaction command, you hit him with it, of course, you throw your keyblade at him, and he'll be flung away. You want to catch him when he lands. When he lands, you do a full ground combo, and then a full air combo, and the fight's done. So, start the fight. As you can see, the little square diagram on the floor, you want to follow that, so you want to go right, up, square. Oh, I fucked up the fight. That's fine. Oof. This is a messed up fight. Alright. You just want to get him in the firewall. Oh, this is slow. Okay. Really RC. Let him land. And then a full ground combo. That fight was really botched, I apologize. But, basically, I completely forgot my own rule. I made it obvious, I completely forgot it. You want to make sure he lands. And you do a full ground combo.
Come here, I'll make it all stop.
And then you want to walk through this door, and then that'll be the end of Roxas section. And then we'll get Sora. Okay, so once you're at this menu, like this, you want to back out, go up to items, and you want to take Donald's ether and this potion. Ethers are crucial for the run. We have a set amount of ethers in the run. We have an ether route that you don't need to know off the start, but it's very good knowledge later down the line. So if you can, make sure you're counting your ethers. Like I said, it's not mandatory you do this, because for beginners, I would say you pick up as many ether chests as you can. But later on, you want to make sure you have a right amount of ethers. So once you take Donald's items, you want to hit square. Square will switch from items to abilities. This is very important. This makes menus very good. Because from here, if you did the long way, you have to hit circle twice and then X, X. And you can just hit square. So we want to take off Donald Cure. We don't want this ability. After that, we are going to customize. Thought we were done. And you want to put Donald on pie attack and Goofy on pie attack. We want Goofy to keep his ether, keep his potions rather, because we don't need to take the potions off of him. Later in the run, we make him pop his potions on myself and Donald on a fight that we can't speed up, which is Pete in OC. I'll explain that when I get there. So we'll go up to Station Heist now for our first fight as Sora. Now this fight is a lengthy one. Basically for this fight, what you want to do is, you want to get a lot of hits. I don't know the exact amount because I haven't counted, but you want a lot of hits here. The reason why you want a lot of hits is because this is a timed battle. This battle will time out. It's meant to time out. You can't beat this battle. They will forever spawn until this timer is met. When this timer is met, the fight's skipped. However, if you surpass a number of hits, the game will skip it for you. So it's either you let the timer run out, or you get so many hits and the game moves on. You hit like a total and the game moves on. You want to hit that total as quick as you can. And to do this, you do air combos. However, you do not do the finisher of the air combo. It's bad. You want to avoid doing the air combo at all costs. No, avoid doing the air finisher at all cost, because the air finisher will knock all the dusks away and make the fight really slow. So what you want to do is, you want to go for this dusk and just start going ham. Any dusk works. It's okay to get hit, it's not a big deal. Yeah, any dusk works, just go ham. Now, this is the next wave. As you can see, everything is lined up in a line. What I like to do is, I like to line myself up, do one blank air hit, and then combo. Because you can catch a lot of creepers out like this. This one, just come at it diagonally, and you can catch the dusks. Donald and Goofy are going ham. This is what you want. You want a lot of XP. Alright, now this wave is completely RNG for this wave. You can't decide where things spawn, they just spawn at random. So what I like to do is, I like to attack a creeper and keep my eye on other creepers around. Because creepers will have a habit of jumping at you. And when they do, you can line them up for easy pickings. So if you just stay in one area, where a common spawn area is, you can just camp them out like this. Because they will jump at you, as you can see they are doing right now. Don't know if you're actually being really good here. They're only staying by one spawn. But yeah, you just want to make sure you catch out as many as you can. Alright, once you get the strength upgrade, you want to add finishers now. Because a finisher will kill them really quick. And then you just want to come at them, clean up as fast as you can. Okay, that was good. Next we talk to Donald. To carry on to the Enter Tower. Now, for newbies, for new guys, there is an ether chest right here, which oh, Hold on. Big oopsie. Huh. It's this one. Goes to show how long it's been since I picked it up. So this is an ether chest right here. It better be. It is. Okay. So, for newcomers to the route, I would recommend picking up this chest right here. It is a bit of a time loss, however, it makes it a lot easier for the route. Now, I need to toss the potion and the high potion. Because we don't want that. There you go. So, initiate the next fight, you come here. Now for this fight, you just want to be as quick as you can. Shadows are notorious for wasting time and loving every second of it. So, it's completely RNG whether or not the shadows will be nice to you. So what you want to do is you want to get air combos on the shadows. It is a bit hard because they're small hitbox, but you want to get air combos. So you want to start off over here, and just start swinging. Finishes included, just go ham. They're not being too nice right now. If Donald and Goofy help out a lot, as you can see, they don't go fight quick. But yeah, the shadows can waste a lot of time. So when you enter tower, you want to make sure you look right and pick up this chest right in front of you, right here. This chest will be an ether. This is the chest that we pick up on the route. The newcomers pick up the one outside, which I forgot about. But that is a crucial ether chest because it's quick to get and it makes it certain we'll have an ether. So we carry on, go to the next phase of the Ensids. It doesn't matter what Donald and Goofy do here, it's not a big deal. So when we get to this phase, the three shadows that you can see are kind of like important. Not important, but they're nice to be able to catch. So if you're lucky, all three of them will run at you, which is what you want, because the finisher will knock them all away and make them weak, which is great. You want to try and stagger these guys and keep them out from doing anything as long as you can. Because when they're not doing anything, they can't go underground. So you want to make sure you jump at the middle one and just do a full air combo. Donald and Goofy will clean up, obviously. Donald's Thunder is great for this. You want to be sure you time your finisher so you can try and catch more shadows. Try and do collateral damage. But that was a good fight. That was a really good fight. I would take that on a run. That was really good. So yeah, you want to time your finishers to be sure you catch as many shadows as you can. Shadows are the only enemies in the game where doing finishes that won't kill is what we want. Because we're able to stagger them and keep them on their back for a while. So for this fight, as you can see, a new enemy is introduced. That's a soldier. Nearly forgot the name. That's a soldier. For this soldier, you want him to use the reaction command. And to consistently... No, that's a lie. To have a chance to get his reaction command, you want to do 2 air hits and then 1 air hit. This will either make him do the reaction command or make him do another attack. If he does the other attack, which is wrong, you just carry on the fight, keep doing air combos on the shadows. No big deal. So 3 hits. Ooh, Donald. Alright, that's fine. No big deal. We just kill the shadows normally. There you go. Now, on this wave, 4 soldiers spawn. 1 in front of you, behind you, to your left, to your right. What you want to do is, you want to try and do a little setup that will help you catch either 2 or more soldiers. So, as you can see, I booked it for the run next to the door. So once you get this one, you do 2 air hits, 1 air hit, run backwards and do the RC. As you can see, that was a perfect second phase. Beautiful. Donald and Goofy will consistently go for the one behind you if you target the one that spawns right here. The soldiers on the left and right will run at you, and if you delay it just right and get the timing just right, you'll catch them. All 3 of them, which is perfect. On the way to Yensid, what you want to do is, there is a Heartless spawn coming up. You want to pick the soldier directly in the middle of the spawn in the air, and do a full air combo to kill him. So you want to jump, full air combo. This is just so we can snag a bit of experience. It's not a big time waste, it's a free kill, so we'll take it. Next, we'll just go through the cutscene skips. You want to make sure your cutscene skips are on point, by the way. Cutscene skips are very important, and menu inputs are also very important. Not a priority, but they're important later on. And that concludes Yensid Tower. Next we got Bailey. Now Bailey is also notorious for being the worst split in the run. The worst split. Just because it is so RNG heavy that you could lose runs here. Even if you play perfectly for the first 2 splits, you could play perfectly and lose your run to the fights coming up. Or the fight coming up soon. When you're able to control Sora again, you want to make sure you go Valor form. Once you're in Valor form, you want to jump on this crack, do an air hit so you land on this little green thing. Once you're here, you do a square input, the square input. That's the most optimal movement you can do there to get as much distance as you can. So in this fight once again is preference. There's no real strat for this fight because the Dusks just do what they want, so you do what you want. So the way I do it is I square X here, and then I do a full air combo with the finisher. And then I target the samurai, and then Donald will quickly pick everything up. You want to target the samurai, because the moment the samurai starts attacking, you can't break his attacks. Next, what you want to do is you want to make your way to Merlin. Donald will kill these 2 soldiers if I'm lucky. He did. That's great. Those 2 soldiers, then it's nice to kill them. A little bit more experience in you, but it's not mandatory. So, for this part, we do a little bit of sweet movement, because we want to get an AP chest and a drive recovery. So what we do is, we come here. You want to make sure you hug the wall like this. Oh, I got unlucky there. Alright, so you keep jumping. Do a hit up here for optimization. Pick up that chest. The reason why you want to run at the wall is to stop the soldier from spawning where it did. However, it didn't stop it for me. It is a bit luck. Depends how Donald reacts at the start. If Donald kills a shadow right off the bat, he will always spawn. So, this fight. You can ask any 2FM runner or KH runner in general. This fight is horrible. Because that beautiful bugger is part of it. Now Leon is a big menace in this fight because you would think Leon would help you, right? You would think he's here to assist you. He isn't. He's here to ruin your life and everything you've ever loved. So, as you can see, Leon has 3, you have 2. Can't be having that. It should be the other way around. So what you do is, when you start the fight, you immediately run backwards. Leon will swing at the Dusks. Depending on what the Dusks do and what Leon does, you capitalize. I got lucky here, he only attacked 1. Oh, he attacked 2, okay. In this scenario, you want to go and attack the Dusk that he always hits. The Dusk that he hits is the Dusk that you kill. Because as you can see, the one in the middle, he's gone. He's in the air right there. He's leaving. And he's behind Leon. We want Leon to be at the gate at all times. Having Leon at the gate is the most optimal thing we can do. So having Dusks behind him in this scenario is the best thing to do. So we want to kill everything in front of him. So we do 2 air hits and a full air combo. If Leon hurts them. Alright, everything's in front now. What you want to do is you want to start blizzarding here. You want to make sure all your magic's gone. There you go. Okay. For this, you want to try and get an RC like this. Doing that is the perfect start to the fight. Because you'll be able to catch a lot of creepers here, and Leon didn't bother you. Leon was at the gate, he couldn't have messed it up for you, because he's at the gate. For dual stance, of course, you just do the dual stance. There you go. And as you can see, only 2 creepers lived here. So we want, ooh, 3 creepers. Target the creepers. The creepers need to be dead. Don't care what Leon's doing at this point, you just want creepers. Now you turn around and see what's going on. You want more RCs as well. As many RCs as you can do. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Like I said, kill things that are in front of Leon. You want to make sure he's at the gate at all times. This is beautiful. Oof, the flank. Okay, that was a good Bailey. That was a good Bailey. That was a good example. I'm happy with that. That could have gone terribly, but that was really good. So that's the fight you won. Just like that. I apologize if at this point I'm not explaining things as clearly as before. I apologize for that. But yeah, fights from this point onwards get more RNG heavy, so it is hard to show the perfect fight, you know, so. Alright. Coming mission, I'll cut this out for your own sake, so I'll cut back in when I get to Land of Dragons. Okay, we're done with the gummy. A little bit of movement information as well. What you can do is, instead of going about like this on the world map, you could actually lock on and warp. And what you can do is, if you flick the analog stick, you can decide where you want to warp to. Flicking up will take you to Bastion, flicking right will be LOD. So, by simply hitting R1, flicking right in the circle, you can have really good movement instead of doing this. And for like navigation that has you go a long distance, warping like that is a big time save. So going into LOD, LOD is another RNG heavy split. When you start, you want to switch Donald out for Goofy. You want to go to items, and you want to take all of Pink's items. And what you want to do is you want to go Sora, Ethers. You want to make sure you have 3 Ethers here, and you want to press triangle. Hitting triangle will have them to be auto-refilled. Auto-refill basically means once you use them, you don't have to go back into the Sora menu to re-equip them. They'll automatically re-equip if you have them in your stock. So, just hitting that is great. And what you want to do is, you want to hit the D-pad on your remote to get the tutorials again. The reason why we want these tutorials again is because later on, after this menu, we can't pause when we want to. Because if we pause, we'll get the tutorials again. And instead of 2, which you see here, it'll be 3. And we don't, no, it'll be 4. And we don't really want 4. We can half that by just hitting the D-pad here. And make sure it's on items as well, because if you do it on anything else, well, you could do it on Starseeker, but you want to do them on items when you equip the Ethers. And what we want to do is we want to hit square and put on Combo Boost. Combo Boost is a big ability. This is equipped for the entire run. It's a very important ability. After that menu, you want to use Valor Form, and you want to go right ahead. For this fight here, basically, before this fight starts, you want to be as quick as you can, hitting X and circle and triangle to skip the text boxes because it's shadows. And what you can do is, if you're fast enough, you can skip the text boxes before the shadows completely come out the ground, because they come out the ground to make it look nice. They don't just stand there. They come out the ground, and if you're quick enough skipping the text boxes, you can catch them before they go underground, because they will go underground. So, as an example, just like that. As you can see, caught a lot of them. Finisher, that was really good. That was a beautiful fight. That is what you want every day. That was great. So after that fight, you want to do Shan Yu's stuff. You want to do the surprise attack to start. Basically, what we need here is we need Valor Form level up. And the way we level up Valor Form is we need to get hits in. Doesn't matter what kind of hits, we just need to hit things. And of course, doing finishes isn't really the best thing in the world if we need to get hits. So what you want to do is, you just want to do air hits, no finishes. Until you get the level up. Of course, I had a really good fight, so, yeah, I had a really good fight before, so there you go. Once you get the level up, you can revert and bring, no. Once you revert, you just want to start doing fires and using up all your magic. Use up all the magic you can, just get rid of it all. While this guy's coming down, quickly, just blizzards. Just so you can get a lot of drive. You want to finish this fight at 1 drive. That's what you want. After this, you want to go to the ambush. Same concept as when the shadows were before, you just want to fire them. Firing them is the best thing you can do to keep them above ground, and it's just really good damage output. And use a blizzard if you can, just to waste the magic. Bring out Donald and just start comboing things. Donald will take 1 Nightwalker away. Cool. Alright. The Assault Rider. I'm actually going to pause real quick. The reason why I caught the Assault Rider out like that is because I did the finisher on him when he spawned. There's a very small chance that when you kill the Assault Rider, you can get a finisher off on an Assault Rider if he spawns nearby. So what you do is, you mentally image his health, a Nightwalker's health at that point. A Nightwalker, at this point, takes a full air combo and 1 air hit. Or 5 air hits. So, what you can do is, you can do 3 air hits, and then do a full combo, and before you get the finisher off, the Nightwalker will die, and the Assault Rider will spawn. If you're lucky, you can catch the Assault Rider with the finisher, and just go ham on the Assault Rider as well. Now, what you want to do is you want to go from right to left or left to right. You just want to make sure you catch them and leave the Sora for last. And literally just full air combos. Once you stagger in, just full air combo. Donald is very useful here. Donald is actually really strong against the Nightwalkers. It's great. And then now we do the Surge. The Surge is a bit rough. The movement is very specific. So what we want to do is, at the start, walk for a little bit and ether twice in that shadow. Next, run to this shadow, fire, let Donald do it. Run here. The little tip as well is you can fire the tents and they'll knock them up really high in the air. That way Donald can thunder them more consistently. For here, you want to make sure you destroy these tents. This is crucial. And, let's destroy these tents as well. Oh, I didn't get them. So by destroying those tents, we've actually made our life a little bit easier. So now what we want to do is go MP charge if you need to, so you can get enough drive. You want 3 drive. And as you can see, because we destroyed those chests, that Nightwalker's coming straight for us, and it's really quick. There you go. You want to make sure you're in Valor form when that fight ends. Because now we get movement. But yeah, destroying those tents is it's a nice optimization. It's not mandatory, but it is nice just to have the Nightwalker just go directly at you, because he'll grind on the tents and slow down on them and it'll be a bit rough. So for this fight right here is very technical. This opening wave here is the hardest part of this part. It's the hardest part of this section here. So what you want to do is, when you start, you want to hold upright on the left analog stick and lock on to the soldier to the right and do square input. When you do the square input, do a square input again to initiate the finisher. Once you do the finisher, you want to lock swap to the Nightwalker and then to the Nightwalker to the shadow on the left behind ping. That way your one finisher will kill everything. The way you lock swap is you lock with R1, you hold R2 down and you flick the right analog stick. Similar to the navigation skip or the navigation lock swap, but you have to hold R2. So when you lock onto someone, take a finger off the R1 button, hold the R2 button and wiggle the analog stick left or right. So let's see if this works. Just like that. It's okay if you live, so you just do a little hit, it's whatever. The finisher can live. This next phase, what you want to do is you want to position yourself to the right side and just do an X square input. And depending on the spawn here, okay, so you can see that the third Nightwalker that spawns here is it's in a decent position. What you would do is you would just do the RC and carry on if his spawn was really bad. But because the spawn isn't that bad, we can just come back and kill him like that and then do the RC. It isn't mandatory that you kill that third Nightwalker, but it's okay. You want to swing at this Nightwalker for a bit of movement, jump when you hit that crack, and do the RC. That was a good mountain climb. You take those mountain climbs and runs. That was good. Now we want to make our way to the cave fight. Now cave fight is a large quantity of shadows in cave fight. Before we go there though, we need this chest right here, the AP boost. But yeah, this fight is it's a bit weird. There's a lot of shadows, but the shadow AI works a little bit differently. The shadow AI is more aggressive on cave fight because of the quantity of them. Look at the shadow to the left. But yeah, the quantity of shadows have the AIs altered a small bit, so they attack more often when they're near you. Shadows before, like on tower, they weren't as aggressive, but these ones are. So what you want to do is when you start the fight, you want to go for that assault rider right in front of you, because he's a big problem if he's kept alive. So you just want to bomb it straight for him, lock on, and just do a full air combo. And then do a hit. Next, you want to position yourself in this corner. This corner or the opposite corner. Staying here and waiting will have all the shadows just come right next to you. Do 2 fires and a finisher, and the rest will spawn. Stay by that corner if you can, doesn't matter if you get hit on beginner. 2 fires, and a finisher. And as you can see, because of the positioning, everything's going to be dead. 2 fires, and a finisher. It's all done. 3 ground combos it took, and everything was dead in that corner. So make sure you're in either corner by the shrine. Next, the 2 assault riders spawn. You want to see which one will give you a nice attack pattern. Both of them did. So what you want to do is, you just want to... Ooh, you hit me. Okay, do it again then. So you want to go for this one. Just do air combos. Takes 2 hits. Just like that. I got a bit unlucky to get hit there, that was my bad. But it's fine. When the... You want to go Valor Form here. When the Assault Rider is twirling the lance in his hand, you do not want to go near him. If a Assault Rider does any other attack, like the lunge he did on me or the side swipe, you want to rush that Assault Rider down and capitalize on that RNG. Next, you want to make your way to this AP chest tucked in the back right here. And then you want to make a leap over this explosive and make your way to the summer fight. AP chests are very useful, guys. They are extremely useful. You need them for the route. They are mandatory for this route. So please pick all the ones up that you see me picking up in the video. Next, we'll go Summit Fight. This fight, you want to kill as many things as humanly possible. So you just want to kill everything that you possibly can. This Ball Tower will spawn. I would say kill him first just to get him out of the way. And you want to do this RC as often as you can. Aerial Blades are very good RC. A little trick that I just tested out there and it works. When you do an RC, go first person and look straight up. They will give you the RC again. Oh, that's undid. Okay, that's fine. So you just want to kill as many things as you can. Bolt towers will spawn at around 30 seconds. You want to make sure that you are ready to kill bolt towers only. Only target bolt towers when they spawn. When they all spawn, it's the only thing you want. You want nothing else here. As many RCs as possible is always beautiful. The RC is no big deal, just spam triangle out of it, it's great. Alright, 53 away to the next level is good. You want to be within 60 XP of the next level to be safe. Any less, and you have to do a lot of grinding at Beast Castle. Any more, and you may have to do alternative strats for a fight later on. When you're in this menu, what you want to do is, you want to go Abilities, Sora. No, that's a lie. You want to go Items first, Stock, and use those AP boosts that you picked up. You should get 3 from chests and 1 from Shanyu, or 1 from Shang for doing his missions. Next, go Abilities, Slide Dash, Scan, and Aerial Recovery. That's it. Next, go Valor Form. Yeah, so there's 3 AP chests, 1 before Bailey, 2 in Land of Dragons, 1 in Cave, and 1 just before. And then Shang gives you 1 after his missions, that's 4. What you want to do here is you want to World Warp to the first section here. While you're here, you want to turn left and pick up this Ether chest right here. The reason why we saved this for later is because you originally start out in this position here. And coming from the save point is quicker, just pick it up when you come from the save point. Movement from here to the palace, you're not allowed Valor Form, we have to save it, so you have to base Sora run. There's a little bit of movement here, which is RNG, however if you get it off it is really important and good for the run. So an Assault Rider will spawn, as you can see. And what you want to do is, you want to slide dash into him the first opportunity you can. It is very hard to do this. If you don't know the distance on which slide dash is activated for Sora for him to use it, it is a rough thing to do. So what you want to do is you want to line it up with this tent to your left, like that. As you can see, it's a bit RNG depending on what the Assault Rider does. You want him to do that attack, but because he attacked a little early, he knocked me backwards. If he attacks later, which he's meant to, you can have him push you toward the door you need to go, which is great for movement. On this fight, you just want to go Limit Form. Or you want to use a Limit, sorry, you want to use Red Rocket. I apologize. Use Red Rocket, Triangle, everything, and then hit Triangle for the Meteor. It is RNG, you could be unlucky to have them not die here. A Bolt Tower can live. And if he lives, just beat him up, just go kill him. You want to go Valor Form for movement to Shanyu. Now Shanyu is the end of LOD, and it is a bit of a rough fight to do. The strat for Shanyu is you want to, at the start of the fight, hit square, and then hit square again for a finisher. And then you want to do a full air combo with no finishers, and then you do a full air combo with a finisher. On the full combo with a finisher, if you're lucky, it will push him into second phase, and your finisher will do damage to him. The reason why I say you'll get lucky is because there's a chance Shanyu won't go into his second phase when you break his HP gate. he only goes in the second phase when you see him go purple. There is a chance he just attacks and he doesn't go purple. There is a chance for that. And that's unlucky. Nothing else you can do about it, you just got unlucky. So, when he goes purple, you want to back away. You want to leave him alone. Because you want to force an RC from him, which is a slide dash. You want to hit X on Valor form to time a parry, which will initiate the RC. You use the RC. And then whatever drop of Valor you have left, you use it on Shan Yu. And then when you turn base Sora, you just do air combos to kill him. So. Oh, the bird. The bird can be an annoyance. Keep an eye out for him. He can hit you from time to time. So, square, square. Full air combo. No aerial finish. Oh, no finishes. Full air combo with a finisher. He didn't go purple. That's a shame. Hit the bird if he gets close like that. There you go. Now you want to back away to force this. I'm not going to have any Valor form to do any kind of damage, so I'm going to use it for a bit of movement. And then just clean him up. Oh, the bird hit me. There you go. So, as you can see, the fight is a little bit jank. It's luck if he goes second phase, or if he goes purple or not. And the bird can be a great annoyance. So just be careful of the birds. If you see him coming in, either prepare a guard if you're in base Sora form, or just smack him. If you smack him, he will come back to hit again. But for the meantime, it keeps him quiet for like 2 or 3 seconds to get a finisher out in Valor form if you need it. Next is the OC Gummy. Once again, I will skip over this to save you guys from the wait. Okay, we're done with that Gummy. So we can now jump to OC. Now, OC is the roughest split to do in early game. The RNG in this split is there's so much RNG, there's so many things that can go wrong or that can slow you down. It is insane how this world was implemented. Low optimization, slide dash here, just hit X when the dogs spawn. But yeah, this split is rough. It is a really rough split to do. And the main reason is because RNG. It's just every fight in this split has RNG. And RNG, there's a lot of RNG to mess with fights a lot. A little bit of movement as well, jump, and let that assault, lance soldier hit you. But yeah, there's RNG in every single fight, and there's so much RNG in every single fight that it can slow your fight down a lot. I would say minimum 5 to 10 seconds every fight. Maximum of I don't even want to know how long. This split can go terribly. On any category, it can go terribly, no matter how good you are. A little bit of movement as well. Slide dash on that plant. Basically, when the plant spawns, you just hit X, lined up to it. But yeah, no matter how good you are at this split, the game can decide whether or not it wants you to go fast. Another little movement there. So don't feel sad or don't feel angry that you're not getting good Olympus Coliseums, because no one is. The game isn't letting anyone have good OCs. So to start Hades, you just want to slide dash and fire. For the shortcut, I use L1 triangle, because that's where fire defaults to. Once you get Aura in the party, you want to go to Auron's abilities and turn off Divider and Aura Limit. Divider has him go crazy. And going crazy is a good thing. We need to go crazy from time to time. But he goes crazy in the wrong way. See, we need hook bats, and hook bats give an RC known as Backcry. Backcry is a really good RC for this part. And no matter what happens, if something hits it, its RC's gone. But that's it. You yourself have to hit it again. And on beginner, you can't really afford to keep swinging at things and hurting them. So by turning off Divider here, you're just stopping Orin from making that a threat. Just consistently ruining your RCs. You turn off Aura Limit, so once you do the RC, there isn't a scare of you using a limit at the wrong time. So at the start of the fight, what you want to do is you want to jump, go forward a little bit, and fire. Oof, that was rough. Backcry. And you want to try and kill everything. That was perfect. There you go. Perfect platform. You want the Backcry to kill everything, and then you just kill the bat that you used. Next, we go to the second platform. You want to position yourself to the left side, right here. And you want to guard. What you want to do now is once you've guarded, you want to look straight down and start firing. The reason why we do this, you fire because you want to catch everything and do as much damage as you can. And we look down because if you look down for more than 2 seconds, your party members will teleport on top of you. And And that's what you want, because Hades will come by and ruin everything. Oh, I messed up that fire. I did a fire finisher on accident. Yeah, there you go. Our platform is a little bit rough. You don't want to do any fire finishers, that was my fault. You just want to do normal fire attacks, no finisher. And by having your party members near you, it stops Hades from potentially fireballing you and making it slow. You just want to jump here, attack this hook bat, and then do the back cry RC. All that damage. Attack it again, do the RC again. And then do the Lance's RC. Clean up everything. There you go. Now hook bat spawns, attack the hook bat. Ooh. And then use the RC again. Attack the hook bat again. Use the RC. Once you use the second RC, you want to use Orange Limit. This will make the fight super quick, because if you just keep locked on this large body, everything should be really weak or dead at this point. There you go. And then just carry on forward. But yeah, hook bats are a big deal. You want to make sure Donald, Goofy, and well, Donald, Goofy, or Orin don't get near them. You don't have Goofy out there at all, but you just want to make sure that nothing hurts them besides you. Next, you want to hug the right side. The right lane is slower, however, it has 2 chests that are mandatory. You have an AP boost right here, and then we have an ether chest coming up. Like I said, every AP boost is mandatory that I'm picking up. You need to pick up all these AP boosts to have the route work. You carry on, you leave every other chest, you just get those 2. And then we make our way to our next fight, known as Cerberus. Cerberus is Hades' dog, of course, his 3-headed dog. And there are 2 ways to do this fight. You can Mickey this fight, or you can do it casually, like I'm going to show you. Mickeying the fight, you have to let Cerberus kill you. And the way I did my menu before, we can't do that, because Orange Lads has potions. So, you just want to target his right head, or your left head, and just do finishes. Do all air combos, watching out for his attacks, timing it so you can land every single hit. You've got unlucky that the rock collided with me. He's gonna jump away. Jump and Blizzard if you see he's jumping away for that little bit of damage. Once he hunkers down to do this DM move, you want to use Orange Limit again. And then you just want to spam X triangle without doing a spiral. You do not want to do spiral. If you see spiral, you stop. And then you do a little bit more damage. And then you jump into the RC. You don't want to do spiral there, because if you do spiral, it does very little damage and you can't jump to the RC like this to knock him down. Once you knock him down, you just want to target this middle head and just go ham on it. Get as many hits out as you can. There you go, that's the fight. Like I said, you could Mickey, but the way I showed my menu, Orin has potions. He has 2 potions on him, so it would be very, very slow to have him kill you. It's slow for him to kill you as it is, but having Orin pop 2 potions on you makes it stupid slow, so I don't use Mickey there. Next, you make your way to Urns. Now, Urns is a meme part of this world. 2FM runners love to meme about Urns just because it's hilarious, because you could lose a lot of time on Urns, even though it is very straightforward because of RNG. So basically, use Valor for a bit of movement there, and then you talk to Phil and begin practice. Now, what you want to do here is you want to go for the urns right in front of you, but you want to angle yourself. So you want to try and get as many urns destroyed with 1 finisher as you can. So as you can see, off the bat, you can see that 5 urns are at the same height level. This is great. Target this urn, line it up, there you go, it's 4. Pick everything up, move on. The urns in front of me, again, they're at a good angle. Do it, get all 5 of them, and finish in 121. That's great. You want to make sure you angle yourself to have the finisher get everything. 120 is the average there. You want to see 120s. 115 plus is okay. If you're getting anything under 150, you need to have a little look at that. It ain't a meme no more. But yeah, here you just want to go ham on the urns while picking up the medals. But the medals aren't a priority right now. You just want to try and get rid of as many urns as possible before they separate like this. because we need the big urn to spawn. And the big urn doesn't spawn if there are too many little urns out. Here it is. You want to angle the big urn to the little ones so it spawns big medals, and it will be 10 a pop. Anything over a minute is good. I got a minute and 11, so I just hit the threshold, which is great. A minute 03 is like the average there, but anything lower than 55, once again, you need to have a little look at that. Valor for movement again. And now we're going to pick up this big chest right here, because inside this big chest is a power boost. And any kind of strength upgrade we can get, we will take, because they are very useful, as you can probably guess why. We won't use it yet, however, we'll save that for later on. Make our way down here. You just want to drop down here and run past the ghosts, no big deal, nothing will hurt you. In this room right here, you want to hug right to pick up this chest right here. This chest here is an ether. That is very useful for the run. We'll carry on. There goes BP shield. Ooh, that can happen. Yeah, that can happen. That ghost can position himself perfectly at the point where he's just round the corner. So hug the corner for speed. Just be careful with that. If you're on a harder category, that ghost will kill you. So just keep an eye out. Going upwards, leave the stickers. But you want to get this chest over here. Over the gap, because this chest has an AP boost, which is very useful and mandatory. Next we got Demyx. Demyx is a very RNG heavy fight. Sora loves to throw the music notes the wrong way. A little trick for this is you want to delay the finisher until your auto target goes to a good dancer. If it goes on a bad one, just spam triangle as quickly as you can, just to go straight ahead from the second one. So there you go. Delayed it for a sec, so repositioned. Oh, that wasn't too great of a reposition, actually. That one is, that's good. You want to be as close to Demyx as you possibly can for this part. That's good. So yeah, just delaying it a little bit for the auto lock to decide where you're going. These are really useful. Anything above 40 is good. You want anything above 40. Under 40 and it's okay. A 35 under, you need to have a look to see what you're doing wrong. But yeah, a 45 is what we gun for. So we do the RC for this, and then we just want to shoot left here to pick up this AP chest. And what we do is we lock on, we just hit R1 when we open the chest and slide dash for a bit of movement. Next, we use the power boost that we picked up earlier and the 3 AP boosts. One from this chest, one from the chest before, and the one from Haze Escape onto Cerberus, going to Cerberus. Next, you want to equip Aerial Dive, and that's it, actually, just this ability here, and carry on. Alright, for this section right here, you want to jump and fire on these hook bats because you want to get an RC. An RC here will just kill everything. And you want to kill the bat. There you go. Now here, you purposefully want to get hurt by Pete, because if you remember, Goofy still has 3 potions on him that we didn't take off from when we gained control of Sora. So we need him to throw those potions right now. So just walk on anything you can, and make sure he pops those ethers. Pete will summon 3 soldiers, and the optimal way to kill them is to see what Megas, slide dash, and use an RC like that. Just like that. Super quick, super easy. Just slide dash into one of them and wait for an RC. Goofy, I think, still has 2 potions on him, so we'll carry on. I think that was his second, so we'll keep going. Donald's gonna get hurt a bit, I feel. Okay, he doesn't have any more. What you do is you want to hit a hook back once and then back cry again. See if you can pick up as many hook bats as you can before the phase, before it loads out. Okay, there you go. That was good. This part right here, what you want to do is, Pete can open with 2 openings. He can go to ground pound, which is what you want, or he can orb up. Orbing up is unique to this fight alone, and just this area alone. Actually, that's a lie. I'm a liar, sorry. It's not unique. He does it all the time. He'll either orb up or ground pound. You want him to ground pound, because if he orbs up, you can't do a lot of damage, because he's invulnerable when he's in there. He's invincible. You can't touch him. What you want to do is, if he ground pounds, you want to walk forward, slide dash, walk forward a little bit, slide dash, and go Valor form. Once you go Valor form, if Pete ground pounded, he'll get knocked into the air. You do nothing. You wait for a hook bat to come down and use an RC on you. Do not worry about the ghosts. The ghosts won't hurt you because the bat will come first. Just be ready to use the RC for the hook bat. Once you use the RC, if you ground pounded, Pete will get hurt a lot. And then you just want to do air hits until he's nearly dead, and then do a finisher when you think you can kill him. So you start the fight, go forward, Valor, wait, do an RC like that. Kill the ghost if he's alive. If he does a pinball, just hit triangle to get him out of it quickly. And then you just carry on like that. Oh, that was my fault. I dropped my input there. There you go. Anything above 1 minute is good. A 110 is okay. A 115 is a good fight. A 115 to a 119 is a perfect fight. So that's what you want. You carry on in Valor form, you still have movement. You want to revert before the gates and equip... Oh, take off guard and equip Trinity Limit. This ability is crucial for this fight and many more fights later in the run. This ability right here. So you want to make sure you take off guard like this. You start like that. You want to do this. Just like that. You take off guard. And you want to make sure you have 3 ethers equipped. This is crucial as well. 3 ethers. So we did the menu at Land of Dragons to have 3 ethers. So once you have Trinity and 3 ethers, you can enter the fight. You need to be in base Sora. No Valor form. You need to revert. Start the fight. Hit R1 and use Trinity. Use Break. And use Ultima, which is X and square. You want to start off with X and then do square. And then do square again for the finisher. Use the RC. And you want to make sure you land on the Hydra's back. And then pop an ether. Watch field. And use the RC. Fill 1-2. Once you do this RC, the 3 Hydra heads will be knocked out. You want to run to the Hydra heads. And just kill them. You want to go left to right. Because it's more optimal doing that. If you go right to left, you've got to run more. And that's slow. If you're lucky, Donald if you could do some work on the heads, but it doesn't look like they're doing much. Donald isn't helping out too much right here. Just 2 full air combos will kill them. If Donald Goofy help out, it would be less. And then you want to do the RC back towards the middle of the arena. Run to the right. Lock on to the head I locked onto. That head. You lock onto that head and break. Trinity and then break, which is the X input. Forward a little bit. Use Ultima. And then use the finisher. Now, from this point onwards, the fight is RNG. Hydra can give you 1 of 3 head patterns. 1 head pattern is the optimal head pattern that we need to have a quick fight. We call Trinity-less fight. There's only 1 head pattern that can do that consistently. The other 2 are slow. They're bad. Because one of them will have you hit the Trinity finisher, but it will be a bit of an awkward head pattern. It won't be great. What you want to do is you want to attack the Hydra's far left head or your far right head that comes down. If he has 1 head in the middle and 2 on the sides. If he has 3 heads out, you attack the one at the far right. Your far right, Hydra's left. If he gives you a head pattern where both heads are tucked in the corners, you want to go attack the head on the right again. Your right, Hydra's left. If it gives you the optimal pattern, you want to stay in the middle of the arena and attack the heads when they turn to the middle. That's the optimal fight. We'll see what kind of head pattern we get here. I got worst head pattern, so I need to run to this one on the right and just start doing damage on it. Ah, that's unlucky. We have to put the 2 ethers and then use Trinity again. I got really unlucky to not kill him with 1 HP to go. So if he has 1 HP, just use Break and Trinity straight away. If he has more HP, be careful, use Ultima, and then finish the fight. Now, the reason why we picked up the bonus ethers and the extra ethers is because of this fight. Because we got a bad head pattern, we missed out on 2 ethers. We had to use 2 ethers. That means we're 2 ethers down. If we didn't pick up every ether chest would be in a bit of a rough situation here, and we have to compensate.
Hey, wait a minute.
So we need to mix it up. But because we got all the ether chests, we're still good. So now we're done with OC, we're automatically taken to Holy Bastion again to do the second part of this world. What you want to do is, when you land, you want to pause, items, Sora, and equip Hero's Crest. You get Hero's Crest when you finish OC, which we just did, and this Keyblade will be on for a majority of the run. Because this Keyblade gives air combo boost, which increases the damage of the finisher depending on how many hits are in the combo, as you can see in the bottom of the screen. This Keyblade is insane. Keep it on at all times until told to take it off. Until told otherwise, use it. So, we'll enter this little page here and we'll speak to our favourite character, Winnie the Pooh. You'll get knocked out the book and you'll have a fight. Now this fight is a super quick fight. What you want to do is, shadows will spawn to your right, as you can see from this pause. Soldiers are to your left and shadows are to your right. You want to go to the shadows to your right and go in the middle of them. There are 3 shadows that spawn. You want to go in the middle of all 3 and fire. You want to make sure at least 2 shadows are dead. At least 2. When you're doing the fire finisher, have a little look for a soldier doing an RC. If you see a soldier use Cyclone and you're on your fire finisher, just use Cyclone. Don't use Cyclone if you haven't gotten out at least 2 fires. If you've gotten out 2 fires and you see a Cyclone, do it. Otherwise, don't do it. So we'll see what kind of RNG we get here. So we go to the right. 2 fires. Fire finisher. And then we can use Trinity. You want to use Major Drive and miss everything. Ooh, I messed up. Yep, okay, that was my bad. I'll have a video to replace it. Here it is.
Let's go.
Yeah, I apologize for that. That was a bit of a rough fight. That was my fault. I originally thought you needed to kill 3 Heartless. You need to kill 4. So, that was my bad. Anyway, moving on. You're done with this world after that fight. It doesn't matter if the Trinity doesn't kill everything. Just a little bit slow. Next, we'll be doing the gun mission to go to Beast Castle. Once again, I'll skip this, guys. Don't worry. Okay, now that we're done with the gummy, we can just lock and jump. Just like that. Let's go to Beast Castle. Now, Beast Castle is it's a good split, in my opinion, and one of my more favourite splits in the run. To start this fight here, you just want to Trinity and then use Ultima. Now, the way this fight can go is the Trinity could end the fight here. It did, okay. Or the Trinity can go off and use the finisher and kill everything. If the Trinity goes off, kills everything, and doesn't progress the fight, you want to go Valor form and just get some hits in there. That is a wonderful place to level up Valor form if you need experience and Valor experience. After that, you just run. You go Valor form, like I said, sorry, and you just run. You go from the east wing to the west wing, sorry, not west ring, my bad. And then you go towards the cabinet here. This cabinet should be 3 cycles. Oops, 3 cycles. Just spam triangles hard as you can. I do the blizzards just for personal touch because you can't do anything else while you're not pushing it. So I just mess about. And then there you go. If anyone gets a 2 cycle of this, hit me up with the video. That'd be great. But yeah, after this little mini game, you want to go into Valor form before you enter the fight. Now this strat is one of the more hardest strats to pull off on beginner. I will admit, this strat is hard to pull off on beginner. So basically what you want to do is, this fight consists of 2 segments. The first segment has you destroy the door, which is that, and a possessor will pop out. The first phase will end when you get him past half HP, he'll go back to the door. The second phase has you break the door again and have him come out to finish the job. Well, if you do the strat that I'm going to attempt to show off, you can skip the second phase entirely and kill him only using the one phase. The reason why is because we have Hero's Crest, because we're in Valor form, our damage is so great that a finisher can knock him from half HP to 0, depending on the hits we put in. So the way you kill him in one cycle is you have to land 4 hits. So you do x square or square x square, your personal preference, but you need to land 4 hits. If you're level 14, you need to land 3 hits. Level 14 Thresholder is it's even worse than this, because your positioning needs to be top notch to whiff a hit on purpose. So if you're level 13 for this fight, which you should gun to be, you should be a level 13 here. What you want to do is you just run to the door, full air combo. Oh, I got knocked by a gargoyle. Get him out of there, and you want to position yourself to be as close as you physically can to the possessor when you start your combos. So there. Because you did this, you're able to land the full hits and the finisher. And with the Valor finisher, there's a little hidden hitbox. And that hitbox only affects the enemy's HP if you are right up in their face. And that small little hitbox that deals that small bit of HP. That's an AP chest, by the way, get that. That small little hitbox is the decider if that fight goes amazing or terribly. So you get that AP chest in the dungeon. And then you carry on, you're automatically reverted, but you have a drive back. You do these lanterns, and you wait for Lemire, and this is pots. Also, if I didn't mention already, first person, you just, you hit the motion pads. I might have, it's the same thing you would use for the, in the LOD menu to force the tutorial again. Just so, I don't think I mentioned it previously, so just a little heads up for that, I apologize. Yeah, you want to do the finishes on all the boxes that I've done here just to clear the path. To allow Lemire and Mrs. Potts to do their thing. Little swag thunder. Nice. And now we go Valor form for movement and to do something. This little something is to get level 14 before Beast. Pick up this chest right here. And carry on. Ignore that gargoyle, he's not worth it. So, in this room, the West Wing, in this room, you need to get enough kills to be level 14. So right now, I need 63 experience to get level 14. You need to be level 14 before Beast, or else the strats don't work for the end of Beast Castle. They don't work. And they probably won't work for the rest of the run, because you'll be underleveled. So what you want to do is, don't pause like I did. I just paused to talk about it and check, just so you guys know. You just want to level up. If you see your single digits, just go for this up back here. Like that. The moment you see that level 14, you book it straight to the Beast's room. The Beast fight, pretty straightforward. The moment the fight starts, just spam triangle. Get close, full air combo. The finisher should kill him, just like that. Hit triangle again, spam it as hard as you can for speed. And then the fight's over. That RC is the only RC in the game, I think, that has the speed of inputs affect how speed the RC is. If that makes sense. So now we want to switch them off for Goofy. But yeah, depending on how fast you do that RC, like dictates how fast that RC goes. Next, you want to world warp to Belle's room to speak to the cabinet here. After that, you want to go Valor form and run to the main entrance again. Ignore these gargoyles that pop out the wall here and just run right past them. Run to the left side of that fat body and go into the dance room for the final boss section. Now, you start off with the Possessor. This Possessor fight is technical. It is more technical than just pressing buttons and winning. At the start of the fight, you need to walk backwards. Because if you walk forwards, he'll give you a different pattern. And we don't want that pattern. That's a bad pattern. But if you run backwards, he gives you the pattern we want. And what we're gunning for right now is something called Windowless. Basically, an attack that the Possessor does in the game, he goes into the window as seen in the back. These are windows behind him. He goes into those windows to do an attack. Windowless has us kill him before he even gets to there, so he only does one attack. So, I will show it off right now. The inputs are very technical, so what you want to do is you want to run backwards. You want to jump when you see this little imprint on the floor. Leave him alone, don't touch him here. And you want to beat up the chandelier. And when he comes out, like this, like that, you want to do 3 X inputs and then square. Like that. As you look at his damage right now, with that damage, you could easily kill him before he gets to the window. Because as you can see right now, we are between him and the window. So what we do is, we position ourselves right here. He'll come into us, X, square. He'll come right into us, you just jump into him, hit X, and then you hit square to force the finisher out first. And you'll kill him. Make sure you're positioned next to the window, but not too close for that to work consistently. Now for Dark Thorn. Dark Thorn is a very... I tell you this fight was very hard for me because I was so eager to do as much damage as I could when I shouldn't be. So this fight is all about temptation. Just don't do anything you don't need to do. So at the start of the fight, you just hit square, square, revert, Trinity. That's it. And you just wait. Do Trinity as fast as you can. You'll stagger him. Full air combo. 1 air hit, and then a full air combo again. What I'm talking about with temptation is it is very tempting to just keep hurting him in Valor form. But if you hurt him more than I did here, you'll force him to do a longer attack pattern, which is inconsistent and could fuck up your fight. Now we're done with Beast Castle, we're about to go to Disney Castle, another castle. As you can see here, Disney Castle is really far away from Beast Castle, so what we could do is we could do our little world warp thing. So what we do is we lock on, hit up twice, and then hit up again. We hit up twice, hit circle to warp, and then hit up again on the right analog stick. Go Valor form for movement, and start making your way outside. For movement's sake, you jump on this bush here, and then you just jump towards the door. When you're here, you want to turn left and hit square twice for a little bit of movement on the staircase. Very small optimizations there, the little square on the staircase, very small, not mandatory, you can just run up the stairs if you want to. Now we're going to talk to Minnie to initiate mini escorts, which is a very unpopular part of the run. So, from this point forward, Minnie is she's basically a party member right now. She'll follow us wherever we go, similar to Donald and Goofy would, but we need to use an RC to get her to follow us. And the way we do this optimally is there's 2 sections. The first one coming up for corridor and one for ballroom. I will show, or throne room, I'll show you for here. So you want to hold left as quick as you can, hit triangle. Take Minnie to the side of the wall. If she gets hit, just use the Faith RC. Push her against the wall, line yourself up with the gold strip, and just run. And push her like this. If she goes to do her little ball, just stop moving. Push her back in the corner if she gets out. If you see her do a ball, stop moving. Keep going, reposition if she gets out. That bolt tower, if that bolt tower is going to hit her, just stop what you're doing and try again. Alright, this is a bit messed up. This is a really rough part. There you go. It is rough, that part, because that bolt tower can ruin everything. If Minnie decides to pearl when the bolt tower spawns, you need to do another Faith RC. So once you're done with that, the most optimal fight for that is just you push her the entire way. That's it. But yeah, to start here, immediately use Faith to knock everything away and start running. A low optimal way to do this is when you do the RC, you'll see that the green triangle that appears to do the RC shows up. The way to time this so you get a good rhythm going is the moment you see the green triangles go off screen, you want to use the RC. So as you can see, I'm running forwards now. The moment you see it go off screen, you go. So you just run forward the moment you can, and then use it. And then after a second, you just run back, because she'll stop running at some point. Just like this. This is the most optimal way to do it. You can kill some bolt towers, pick up a bit of money on the way. You need money for this next part. You should automatically have enough money, as it is, if you've done everything right so far. If you haven't bought anything either, you should be good for money. Yeah, that is Disney Castle done. Nothing with this menu, just hit start to get right out of it. You want to world warp to Hollow Bastion to progress the story. Now that you're back, you enter these doors here, and you enter Timeless River. Now, Timeless River is a very hard split once again. There's a lot of RNG factor that plays in Timeless River. So once you're here, you want to immediately turn right and visit this Moogle shop. What you want to do is, you want to buy 2 tourmaline rings. They're 640 money altogether. You can check your money before you do Disney Castle if you want to, if you don't feel comfortable. You need more than 640 money from this point onwards. If you don't have enough, what you have to do is you have to carry on this split or this part of the game until you get to Windows. And I'll discuss that in a second. So yeah, you equip the medals, or you equip the tourmaline rings and go Valor from here. And you go fight Pete, old Pete. For this fight, same as the Thresholder fight, you just get as close as you can, square, and then full combo. But yeah, as I was saying, if you don't have enough for the tourmaline rings, you need to buy 1. If you can only buy 1, you buy the 1. And then you want to enter these windows. First of all. These windows, you need to do this one first, then this one, then this one, then this one. The one on the far right. The reason why we do these 2 before the one on the far left is because we get an ability called Reaction Boost, which greatly improves the performance of this one. And if you don't have enough for 2 tourmaline rings, then you do this window first, and when you are done with this window, you turn back and you buy the tourmaline rings when you get the money. For this window, you immediately summon Chicken Little. Because we turned the summon effects off at Roxas, nothing plays, he just pops right out. Fire, swing, finisher. Fire, wait. Fire, fire, thunder. Fire, aerial dive. Fire, swing, finisher. Fire, swing, finisher. Slide dash, thunder, air combo. Simple as that. By the book, nothing else. Your positioning needs to be good with Chicken Little and the Heartless, because Chicken Little needs to be a good amount away from the Heartless for him to whistle. Now, if you didn't have enough money to buy the tourmaline rings, after that window you can turn back and buy the second one and equip it. Next we do this window. This window, once again, we summon Chicken Little. If he spawns in front of us, we go forward, fire, and thunder. If he spawns behind us, we walk backwards to Chicken Little, he'll whistle, and then we fire thunder, and it's easier. Whoops. These things will spawn, we fire, fire, thunder, air combo, Chicken Little whistle again, finish him off, do an air combo in this guy, full ground combo with a thunder finisher, air combo, just like that. Ooh, alright, I messed up a bit. That's fine, just position yourself for Chicken Little to whistle. That was my fault. You can do thunder finishers, or you can do slide dash thunder. If you feel better doing slide dash thunder, then do slide dash thunder, it's quicker. It depends if it's quicker, depending on the situation. Next, you want to equip Reaction Boost. This is what we got for leveling up, because we did those 2 windows first. Because we equipped that, we can do this window a whole lot better. So, we enter this window here, and we summon Chicken Little once again. We run backwards, he'll whistle, fire, fire, thunder, fire, fire. That should kill everything. Now we want to position ourselves about here, and we want to wait. Now we use the RC. We want to kill everything. If we didn't have Reaction Boost, this wouldn't one-shot. And now the hammer frames spawn, just like that. Perfect. If we didn't have Reaction Boost, that wouldn't have killed first time. That was a perfect window. Now we can do the final window. This window, we don't summon Chicken Little. Do not use any drive on this window. Just use Space Sora. What you do is lock on aerial dive for the combo. Donald will thunder him. Fire the shadows right here. Like that. And then Trinity, miss everything with major drive. Just throw it into the wall to make sure it gets nothing, and you can just get a quick kill like that. That window, again, was by the book. That's what you want to do. Rely on Donald in that window, he'll help you. Go drive form after all 4 windows are done, and make your way to the waterway. Now, this section is quite RNG heavy. Basically, what you want to do is you want to do this RC to knock Pete out, and then you want to hop on his little hook, if you can see it next to the cage. When you're on this hook, the RNG kicks in, basically meaning that you can get knocked off any time. But first of all, you need to get this AP chest back here. Also important. Square onto the hook. Now, you need to watch out, because if you're doing a finisher, you can't stay on the hook. So after 2 finishers, just do air hits. Because if you do a finisher, when you need to do the RC, you will fall off and it's a big waste of time. So do 4 finishers, or 2 finishers, and then third. I apologize for stuttering. But yeah, 2 finishers, and then only air hits from that point onwards. Once you're finished, you should be out of drive. Now, we use the drive recovery we picked up earlier in Bailey, and we use the AP boosts while we're here. Now, we have 3 drive, we carry on the fight in base Sora. Now that we're part of the fight, what you need to do is run to the right. P will either open up running at you, or he'll ball like this. If he balls like this, hold on, and then do a full combo like this. Another full combo with the Blizzard finisher, and then an air combo. The Blizzard finisher didn't hit. If he lives with 1 HP like that, just Blizzard him a couple times. Now what you want to do is, you want to slide dash towards him in Valor form, and then you want to start doing X square. Just X square, square X square, or square square, square X square. So square, square, square X square. Oh. There you go. For this phase, you square square, you run backwards a little bit, and then square square again. Ooh, that was my fault again. There you go. That was my fault, I apologize. Now you're done with that, you go to the next phase, you want to Blizzard him here. Just for that little bit of damage, and then use the RC, which is right here. 2 RCs should do the trick. That's time this river. The reason why I messed up that fight and ran out of Valor, and he retaliated, was because I forgot a hit. If you don't whiff that hit on purpose, he will retaliate. So, I normally whiff the hit, but in turn that was a mistake, so I apologize for that. Just don't do that. Just square square, square X square. Through all of his phases. Next, we're on Port Royal. Once again, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, now that we're back after the gummy, we lock on and warp. So R1, flick down, left on the right, lock, stick and warp. Summon Chicken Little the moment you are able to control Sora and enter the next fight. Now, for these pirates, they're invincible in the shadows if you know the story. So just double Blizzard here, just skip the phase. If you know the story, for Pirates of the Caribbean, or just Kingdom Hearts in general, you know you can't attack those pirates when they're in the shade. 2 Blizzards, and then a Thunder finisher, and then Blizzard to finish. Yeah, you need to position yourself wisely in this world, because having them in the shade, of course, means that you can't hurt them. So, you can't go quick if you can't kill things. So in this part, we already have Chicken Little out. He's carried over, so you want to walk back a little bit. Fire, fire. Walk back a little bit again. Fire, fire. Aerial dive or finisher. Run backwards, so he whistles. Chicken. Alright, there you go. Alright. Chicken Little can be a bit of an annoyance, as you are currently witnessing. Yeah, Chicken Little can be a bit annoying with this whistling. You need to be very precise with your positioning. If you just run backwards, you'll have it, but because of the aerial dive, it put me out of position. Use FPS mode here. Use X to throw balls at that cannon gun to get the kill on him. Really free kill. I don't see people do it, and they need to. Swap Donald out for Goofy. Go customize. Go Donald and put him on Sora attack. The reason why we put Donald on Sora attack is so he doesn't bother us. Because magic is good against pirates, and Donald uses a lot of magic, but we don't want him to. When we're at this phase, summon Chicken Little again, run backwards to this corner, Blizzard, 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 and then Thunder to finish. But yeah, Donald uses Thunder. Ooh, an Ether. Okay. This is very rare. If you get an Ether drop, you are very blessed. You get an ether drop from the dagger pirates, and think of it this way: on crit, you have 2 lucky luckies. I barely get ethers, and here we are on beginner, no lucky luckies, so we get an ether. So summon Chicken Little, Thorn just got bopped, and enter this phase here. But yeah, having an ether is great. Having a bonus ether is beautiful. It's not mandatory, but it's just nice to have. Position yourself nicely here for him to whistle, and you want to open this chest right here. The reason why we open that chest for the synth item is so we can get a guaranteed elixir at the end of the game. Because the reason why I say guaranteed is because never in the run again do we open a chest that doesn't have an ether or an AP boost. We don't do that. It's only ethers and AP boosts. So leaving it up to RNG to decide whether we get a synth item for the elixir, which is mandatory for strats later on, isn't really the best call. So we get that chest for a guaranteed ether, or for a guaranteed mithril drop. For here, you just want to Blizzard combo these guys, stand by the chest basically, let Chicken Little whistle them to you. Chicken Little's your friend here, just wait for Chicken Little to do the work. Try and get as many kills as you possibly can. When the timer is counting down, when you see the numbers come up, wait for it to hit 1 and then go FPS mode. Because summons, the way they work is you gain levels the more summon drive you lose. And by doing that, you lose 3, so you get 3 experience for summon, but you get your drive right back. Go back to Port Royal, run for the headquarters, come out, jump, turn around, grab that, and talk to Will. But the reason why I skipped that fight is because it's not necessary. We don't need the experience for that fight. Now for boat fight, as you know, we have 3 ethers equipped, so that's great. What you want to do is you want to run backwards, summon Chicken Little, time it so the cannon doesn't hurt any of the pirates, and start visiting everything. Be very wise with how you use your blizzards, by the way. You want to be sure that you're safe with it. When you have 1 more to use, make sure you pop an ether. So if you do 2 full blizzard combos on the ground, make sure you pop an ether. When you kill everything on the bottom floor, you want to make a run to the top floor, and you want to position yourself right here on these boxes. These boxes are important. Pop an ether, because you'll be able to whistle the dagger pirate in from that side, which is very quick. It's very optimal. Slide dash there, and then finish this all up like that. A very clean fight. A very clean fight. That's what you want for beginner. But yeah, you want to make sure you don't run out of magic. Now you carry on, don't do anything in the menu. Now for barrels here, you want to go to the right barrel first. Now, a small optimization that has been found recently is going picture the barrels as a clock. We go anti-clockwise. So we go from the right to the back to the left, to the back left to the back right. So like we're going from 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock to then 7 and then 4 or 5. The old strat had us go the other way around, so we went clockwise. The way we do it now is a couple seconds quicker. Not the biggest optimization, but a small optimization nonetheless. Still important. After this 3rd barrel, you pop Valor Form. If you can pick up a kill like that, good. Do this barrel as soon as you can. Tank the hit, and then do this barrel straight away. Really quick barrels, really nice optimization. And now, to the movement to Barbosa, which is the boss fight, you want to make sure you pick up 2 AP chests along the way. These AP chests are in the room that we couldn't access yet, and here's how you get them. The moment you come in, hold forward and spam triangle. And, ooh. Basically, if you hold forward and spam triangle, most of the time you'll get the chest. Here, square, square, get the chest in here. But the movement for the first chest, if you hold forward and spam triangle, there is a great chance that you'll open the chest without doing that RC. If you do that RC, it's slow, but it's whatever. Now for Barbosa. Barbosa, what I do is I run backwards like this to get a full view of the place and see where he is. See, I got the worst RNG because he would be the furthest away. You want to see where he's running to. Let him hit Jack if he's... Ooh, okay, he's doing bombs. You want to wait until you can stagger him like this. Pay attention to your drive. You want to get 2 Valor finishes off. When he lands, Blizzards. When he's Blizzard like this, just go ham on him. Only air combos, nothing else. When he comes out, just Blizzard him again. And then keep going air combos. Keep him in this corner like this, and you should have a good fight like that. Really good Port Royal. That was really nice. That bow fight was definitely above average. If you can replicate that kind of bow fight in your beginner runs, you'll have really good pop roll times. Same with this Barbosa. Next, we're on our way to Agrabah 1. Now, once again, we have gummies to do. So, once again, I'll be skipping gummies. Okay, we are back after the gummy. We're going to walk to Agrabah now. The Agrabah, Agrabah is a weird one. We actually death abuse on the first fight in Agrabah. Death abuse being us getting to really low HP and for the game to move on with the fight. Basically, this fight here is the same, has the same properties as Station Fight back in Jensen Tower, where we either hit a really high hit level, we either time it out, or we take so much damage that the game just moves on. I didn't mention about taking damage on Station Fight, because we never take damage there, we always want the experience there. But at this point in time, we don't need experience. So, we can either wait out the clock, which is slow, or we can get hurt to the point where they'll skip it, which is what we want. And the reason why we turn off Donald Cure at the very start is for this moment. Because Donald will cure you, meaning you'll have to get hit all over again. So basically you want to lock on, hit X, position yourself for this, just let him beat you up, just let him destroy you here. You have about, I'd say about half your health taken, hit him again, this is the best pattern. You can do 1 or 2 attacks, you gave me the best attack twice. Here now, what you want to do is you want to go to the Moogle shop and buy ethers. You should have around 9 ethers. We have 10 here because of the ether drop I got earlier, which is great. But you want to have about 9, 7 minimum. If you have less than 7, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. But 8, 9, 10 is great. 9 is about average. So when you're on this menu right here, you want to take Aladdin's ethers. She has 2 ethers, and I always take 1 potion for safety. You want to go abilities for Sora. Equip guard, hit R1. Up, for aerial spiral, go customize, and you want to customize reflect on any of these that you want. I personally put reflect on triangle. It's your choice. You do what you want, and I put ethers on customize as well. So you need to put reflect on here, and you put ethers on here. It's up to you where you put the customize. You don't have to follow my way. You can do it your way. It's preference here. Next, you want to hit R2 to go to Aladdin. And you want to turn him to Sora attack, so he doesn't bother us at all. When the menu's done, we've got Wisdom Form, and when these guys spawn, we're going to do some Wisdom Form grinding. Basically, Wisdom Form grinding is when you need to kill Heartless, in specific Heartless, to level up the Drive form. And this Drive form gives us Quick Run, which is the best ability in the 80% run, for speed. And when we level up Wisdom Form, we're able to get that for base Sora, so we don't have to be in Wisdom Form to use Quick Run. So, the way we level up is we have to kill Heartless to get it, but we need to stop and kill them at specific spots to make sure we meet that criteria. So lock onto this Lunar Knight right here and use the RCs to kill him. I think it was a Lunar Bandit, my bad. Quick run past these guys, that should be 3 kills now. Go back in the peddler shop, skip the cutscene, and go over here. A little optimization that we found recently is if you quick run, Blizzard again, that's my fault, and pop this chest here. You need that chest for an AP boost, by the way, and then you just kill what you need here. There you go. Run back. But yeah, I misangled my Blizzard. 1 Blizzard should clear the entire way for the chest as well. And then you need about 2 kills or 3 kills before you enter the door. Go Wisdom Form again here. Stand in the middle, jump, reflect, and use the RC to kill the soldier, and just kill that one last one. You should have level 2 before entering the cave, if you've done everything right. Now for a bit of movement here, we need to get the AP boost, which is to the left over here. This chest right here. We got hit out of it, which is it's alright. And then we do our movement to carry on. Examine the jewel, and examine the statue back here. That AP chest to the left, many people miss that AP chest, so be sure you're memorizing the AP chests. Don't feel overwhelmed by it. I know it's a lot to take in at once, but trust me, once you do this run and this route once, these AP chests will become muscle memory right away. And if not, 2 or 3 runs down the line and they will. Not a problem. Finish that. If you finish this in Wisdom Form, that's great, because you can do a little bit of movement. So when you take control of Sora, hold forward and just quick run, and then just run. Start this. This is a very specific fight here. This is a very specific way we do this. So what we do is we drop. We want to hit one ice cube, just like this, just one hit, stand in the middle, and reflect his attack. The reason why we turned off, or the reason why we put Donald and Aladdin and Sora attack is so they don't bother us, so we can reflect them. Hit a fire globe, do that. There you go. Make sure you position yourself in the middle. What you want to do is now is you want to hover near the sides. If he fireballs here, which he did, you can reflect into an aerial dive, which is very quick, and then do the RC to kill. That's optimal, that's what you want. When you land, you can reflect, run, no, Blizzard run reflect. Oh, alright, not the best, it's fine. There you go. I messed that up, I apologize. You land Blizzard, walk a small bit, and then reflect, and then Blizzard, and then repeat. For here as well, a preset limit, do a full air combo here, reflect that attack, and use limit, unuse your Trinity. 1 minute is where you want to be for that. That's good. If you follow it the way I did, you'll have a minute. I apologize for Platform 4 not being as descriptive or as detailed, but you should have around 1 minute. AP chest here, make sure you pick that up. And we carry on. Treasure room fight is where we get most of our wisdom experience from. What we do is we want to run backwards, jump towards the wall, and reflect to kill these. Using RC if 1 or 2 live here. Reflect any ice cube attacks. Make sure you pick up the money and stuff like that. Make sure you attack an ice cube to force an attack because they won't attack otherwise. They need to hurt, or they need to be hurt. It's really hard to keep an eye out to see what's going to hurt you and what isn't. Yeah, we got the level ups, that's great. Just keep reflecting stuff until everything's dead. Bring out Goofy. The moment these 3 spawn, you want to bring out Goofy. If you stand on the eye and reflect the last fiery globe, all of these Fat Bandits will have taken damage. As you can see from the health of the Fat Bandit I've auto-targeted to, he's taken damage already, which is great. It's what we want. Now that Goofy's out, we wait still. And when we want to reflect, and the moment something hits our reflect, we Trinity and use Ultima. Because our damage is so good, we can just hit square again and end the fight, because the Trinity will kill. Okay, now we have to use up all the AP boosts that we haven't used yet. So we go to stock and pick up and use all 5 that we haven't used. Then circle, square, triangle, or circle, square, X, R1, up, aerial finish, R1, up, quick run, circle, sorry, down at Donald, put on Fantasia. You have to leave Donald Cure off. I mean, putting it on here is preference. We don't death abuse anywhere else that has Donald out, so you can put it on for preference if you don't feel safe. If end game fights scare you a bit, you can have it on. For the tutorial's sake, I'm going to keep it on, but you want to make sure you have quick run, aerial finish, and Fantasia on. And then you can quick run just like this to the Twin Lords fight. Now, you want to watch out because Trinity is still preset from when you used it before. So when you go into the limits, you want to hit up. So what I do for this fight is I jump towards this Volcanic Lord, do a reflect. I don't know if I hit him with that reflect. I didn't. Use Comet and just start going ham. You want to Comet. You want to use the triangle for Comet a second after these fiery globes spawn, so you can kill a bunch of them. Target this icy globe. Oh, I messed up. That's fine. Just go ham on these guys. That's all you want to do. Alright, he despawn, that's fine. When you've killed them a second time, or when you kill them 1 each after the comet, you want to go Valor form. Just air hits if you want, just so you can get consistent damage out. And when you're here, you want to do a full air combo. And then an X input. And then for this guy, you want to hit square when he comes down. And then do a full air combo. And then do an extra hit if you whiff like I did. There you go. I actually messed up that fight. I didn't use the Comet Finisher. And I'll have a video to show what it's like with Comet Finisher, just so you know, right here. Basically, with the comet finisher, it just makes killing them each again one more time stupid quick. It is very quick how fast you kill them with the comet finisher going off. And now we have another gummy after wonderful commentary from my boy Chip and Dale. Thank you guys. Okay, we are back once again. We are back at it, carrying on a Halloween Town. Now, our Halloween Town, we just want to quick run straight to this loading zone here, and we're going to do a menu here. Now, you want to switch Donald for Goofy, and you want to go take Jack's items. Recently, there has been a new finding that says aerial finish actually isn't helpful past this point. You can use aerial finish for Twin Lords, it helps, but aerial finish past this point isn't needed. We don't use it. I personally don't use aerial finish at all in this run, period. But for safety reasons, it's better to use it on Twin Lords. However, from this point onwards, I'd recommend not having aerial finish equipped anymore. It is really, really fast without equipped, trust me. Now, you want to equip Finishing Leap right here. This ability right here, very important. And that'd be it. Now you want to quick run forward, use Genie, just bring him out. We're not using him for anything specific, we just want him out to get rid of party members. That's it. And now here, we start Death Abusing again. Once again, this fight follows the same rule as the Bandit fight we had before, the Lunar Bandit fight we had before in Agrabah. Either we get air hits, we time out, or we die. Once again, the best option here is to die. So we just swing to force an attack. When they finish attacking, swing again. Force an attack. There you go. Always be quick running, by the way. If you're doing any move whatsoever from Agrabah onwards, always quick run. It is crucial. Great for speed. At this point, you want to go for the AP chest. It lines you up for the AP chest straight away, which is wonderful. And then just quick run to the door here. Now this fight is very technical, once again. You need to have really good awareness for this fight. So, this fight, as you can see from the layout of these Heartless right here, there's 3 moles and 1 Jack-in-the-Box. What we are trying to do is we need to have the Jack-in-the-Box do a specific attack that can allow us to clear everything in great speed. However, the attack is RNG. However, again, we can do something that can hopefully force this attack to come out. So, the Jack-in-the-Box can either do it can do 2 things. You can either jump away, which is not what we want. If he jumps away, the fight's slow. The fight's not over, it's just slow. And he can go and sit down in his box and come out and shoot you. We need him to come out and shoot us, because we can do some reflect combos that can make the fight quick. So what you want to do is, the moment you control Sora, you want to hit R1, hold R2, and flick left on the right analog stick to switch the lock onto the Jack-in-the-Box, and hit slide dash. For as long as it should take you, those specific inputs are timed at a really good time, and because they're timed at such a good time, the Jack-in-the-Box will do the gun thing. The timings match up, which is great. It's what we need. So hopefully I get this right here, because it is still RNG. Oh no, got it wrong. So if he jumps away, just go to him, reflect. Blizzard reflect. If he jumps away again, just go to him again, reflect again. Just a single reflect and then get a hit. The moment these 2 Jack-in-the-Boxes spawn, you want to use Dance Call here. And you want to just spam X and triangle. It doesn't matter if they get hit or not, it's better if they don't. Because if we use Finale, like the final, okay. There's a chance, if you finish that fight using the final hit of that limit, it skips the cutscene I just skipped for you. So you can quick run straight into Santa's house. Very, very good optimization, but it's rare to get. Pick up this AP chest here and go into Santa's house. Remember, always quick run. Anytime you're doing any movement whatsoever, from this point onwards, always be spamming square or timing it, depending on what you like doing. I personally prefer timing it. But yeah, whenever you're moving from A to B, always be using quick run from this point on. Keep quick running. Okay. We're on Prison Keeper now. Prison Keeper is, once again, another RNG fight. for this opening, as you can see, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, respectfully, are in the cage for Prison Keeper. Prison Keeper has what he can do one of 3 openings. He can either eat Shock, eat Barrel, or eat Lock. Eating Shock, the girl with the witch hat, is the worst opening you can get. Eating Lock is the best opening you can get. Lock being the little red devil. If you get Lock, you can reflect the fireball he throws at you and do a full air combo into limit. No, you do a full air combo and you keep doing combos. Apologies. If you have Shock, you have to get hurt then to have him knock you in the air, and then you do air combos. Having Lock just has you do more damage. Barrel's mediocre. Alright, we got Lock, that's great. Best opening. So reflect, spam X, and just do combos. All air combos. When he spits them out, you go Valor Form, and you want to do 1 or 2 full air combos. But here, ooh, did I get that? I don't think I did. I didn't. That's fine. So you just want to do air combos on him like this. Just like that. So, I messed up. That was my fault. I messed up. The first part. You meant to do XX square. So you meant to do a full combo, XX square. I used XXX square, which is not great. So when he spits out the child, you want to do a full air combo, and then XX square. Both times. And then you'll be at this point. It doesn't matter if you have Valor Form or not, you just want to get as many hits as you possibly can out on him. If he does, oh, he baited me. That's fine. If he does the shock attack, just go up, let him hit you for you to go up with him. Reflect this attack for damage. Keep doing air combos. Reflect this attack for damage. Keep doing air combos. Just like that. So the inputs, I'll say again for Valor Form, are a full air combo and then XX square. Just a reminder. I apologize for screwing it up there. Not that big of a time loss, just not as optimal. Running to Santa's house now. Apologies. Fighting a burp right now. Oof. Okay, so after this cutscene skip, we want to turn around and go for this save point right here. And we're going to world warp to Santa's house. The reason why we do this is because it is about 5 seconds faster than just quick running to Santa's house. When we're here, we enter the zone, loading zone, and start Oogie Fight. Oogie Fight is the longest fight in the game. At 3 minutes, roughly 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 10 seconds if you have an okay fight. And the fight is pretty lackluster. All you gotta do is hit the boxes up to Oogie. Now, sound cues are very important here. If you're playing with no sound, then you must have this fight memorized to be safe. I do, because I did this fight without any sound for a little while. But yeah, you want to keep an eye on the box. When the box cracks, you can check his movements as well to see what he does. And when the box breaks, you want to do just 1 aerial spiral and then a full air combo. So when it comes down, 1 aerial spiral, full air combo. Check that. Keep quick running to avoid getting spiked at the back there. Keep going with the boxes. Watch for the movements or hear the sounds. Avoid that. The hammer, I stay to the right side and do this. When he summons these boxes here, just do a full combo on the first one. And just ignore the second one if it isn't in your range. Jack should hopefully take care of the second one. The second one's not bothering anyone actually. It's just, yep, okay. That's good. Alright, after that, we see where he's going. Okay, going that side. So, a little tip to go super quick. When the Heartless bags spawn, if Jack keeps them alive, if he keeps firing them and keeping them in the air, that's what you want. Because the longer they stay alive, the better. Because if they die immediately, then you get bags again. Lock onto Oogie here. Reflect if this guy's getting in your face. Tank the hit. Finishing leap. Full air combo. Make sure you knock him towards the conveyor belt entrance, and then just blizzards to take him out of his form. Quick run against this again. Keep an eye out. Spam triangle for this part. You can catch that. So basically, that's a 1 frame input that you can catch. That is very optimal, and it's just it's luck. It's complete luck, but it is great to get. It never throws you to the wrong conveyor belt either, so don't ever worry about spamming that and being put on the wrong side. It always puts you to the middle one. Moving again, move to the left. It's 4 boxes on each conveyor belt on phase 3, by the way, just so you can mentally memorize it. For the lightning, you just want to try and steer clear from it. Even though you're on beginner, you don't take much damage from it, they just kind of carry you to the back because you keep getting staggered by them. So just avoid them, just at all costs. We do that 1 box. Go middle, and there's a 50-50 chance he'll move again. Alright, he didn't. Good. Basically, always go to the middle conveyor belt on the final phase before he decides to move. Because, if he moves to the middle conveyor belt, you don't lose any time. And if he moves to the right one, you just go one over again. When he's landed, just clean him up. Like that. That's Halloween Town 1. An okay split. That would be a good split in a run. That would be a really good split in a run. I would say about an 11 minutes something, which is good. But I apologize for fucking up Prison Keeper. I already said the combos again. I'm not going to remind you. Your ears are probably bleeding already. But yeah. Now we need to go all the way up to Twilight Town. But as you can see, it is miles away. So, we lock on right, right, warp, right, right, warp, right, warp. Upright, by the diagonal right, I should say, to get Twilight Town. When we are here, this is a new strat. This was found recently. It is a wonderful strat, and I love it to death. So, here, we summon Genie. This is the first time we use Genie in this run, but without just having him out. We want him in Valor form, and we want to customize Magnet. Once again, customize is your choice. I have Magnet on Square over Thunder. I have Blizzard for long-range kills, Reflect for defense, Magnet because it's Magnet very useful, and Ether because of Ether. This is my customized setup for the rest of the run, probably. The only thing that changes is Thunder for Blizzards. So, this is my customized for most of the run. If you like that customized, give it a go if you want to try mine. If you have your own, by all means use your own. So going to this part. This fight has been under so much construction to people just trying to make the best strat, and I think we've actually made the best strat for this fight. I hopefully want to pull it off in a run here. So you start off the fight, you slide dash immediately, just spam X. Quick run backwards, reflect Magnet, and use Valor Genie's attack. Double Ether, finishing leap. It messed up, damn. You want to finishing leap this Berserker, pick up his Claymore. Pick up everything, go to this corner here, and use the RC. Kill anything that is alive, dismiss Genie. Now, this part is very technical. This is a very technical part. We do a trick called Trinity Finisherless that requires amazing timing and amazing positioning and good luck. So what you want to do is you want to position yourself in any corner of the arena. This is my personal favorite corner here because you can use the shadow to line yourself up vertically or horizontally perfectly. So, these 3 Berserkers will hopefully jump at me. All 3 of them are jumping at me. That's great. What I'm going to do now is run to the right side, on line with the shadow, and Magnet, when I go to push Magnet the moment I see them coming down. The moment I see them coming down, I push Magnet, and I activate Trinity and use Ultima, which is the square input. If your horizontal positioning is correct, if the vertical positioning is correct, and you have good luck for all 3 of them to jump, you could get Trinity Finisherless. So, I didn't get good luck. Damn. That's fine. But you want to do that anyway, because then you use the Trinity Finisher. And if they're alive at the end, you just clean them up like that. So, not the best fight. I'll be sure to show a clip of the Trinity Finisherless right here. That's the kind of fight you want to see. The kind of ending you want to see, I should say. That's if you get the vertical and horizontal positioning perfect. Take the skateboard all the way up to station heights to progress to HB 3. But I probably should have mentioned, you want to do the finishing leap on the Berserker on the second phase. We use we use Reflect, Blizzard, Finishing Leap. We Reflect because we want the Berserker Claymore to come and hit us when the Berserker spawns. The Blizzard for a quick hit, and the Finishing Leap to knock the weapon out of the Berserker's hands for us to use it. I got unlucky that Valagini was so good that I killed them too fast. When we land here, we want to go Wisdom Form. Jump, fire across this for a bit of movement. Quick run into the cloud cutscene. Carry on. And now that we're in Wisdom, we can quick run even more. Like the range or the distance for quick run's been upped because we got the level up. So we can go even further. Go backwards here. Make your way to the right side. Line yourself up diagonally here and reflect. And you can get that little bit of movement, which is wonderful. A bit hard. Not the worst thing if you miss it. Just a little bit of an improvement. Do some more quick runs. What I do is I skateboard here. The skateboards and the wisdom is apparently the same speed, so it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Here, we want to drop down above these yellow railings and pick up this chest underneath here. Now we can carry on with that EP boost. Now that we're in corridors, we want to hug the right side at all times. So always hug the right side. With this chest over here, which is another AP boost. And then we carry on. Okay. Now we've entered here. Talk to Leon to open the computer. Or to open the way to the computer. Now we can go to Space Paranoids. For the opening of Space Paranoids here, my opening, what I do is I lock on, walk left, slide dash, attack, and you can pick up everything like that. Magnet for swag. There you go. When you're at this menu, all you gotta do is take Tron's Ethers. If you still have Aerial Finish equipped, take it off now. The reason why I take it off earlier is because it's quicker without it, and it skips out on this ability like menu here. All you gotta do is take Tron stuff in this menu now. So we carry on. It's gotta be off, remember. It has to be off for strats after this point. It's not preference anymore, it must be off. We access this computer here. And we do this little game. What we do to be quick is when the boxes come down. Ooh, would you look at that? Beautiful RNG. That's the worst RNG you can get. Keep an eye on the box and wisdom form into it. Just like that. That way we can have wisdom movement when the game finishes, and it's a super quick finisher on the box. You meant to do a finisher on it to stop it like that, but the explosion from the drive change does it for you. But yeah, shouts to like amazing RNG. That's great. Alright, we actually leave Stitch. We do not pick up Stitch here. So no go. We don't pick up. We carry on. The only two summons we need in the game are Chicken Little and Genie, and those are given to us. We don't open Peter Pan or Stitch in chests. So what we want to do here, hug the left side, attack these guys, attack again. And then just clear that. I like to hug the left side because they can only spawn to your right. I got unlucky that the small gap between me and the wall was where he spawned, but it's okay, we didn't get hurt. Now we do Light Cycle. There is actually a little bit of movement you can do in Light Cycle to speed it up, and we need the green enemies here. Which don't appear, they appear here. They only appear in select places, but they appear here. What I like to do is I like to put them both on my left side, push them a little bit, or by a little bit I mean a lot, and I want this blue guy here. I want this blue guy and I want to kill him. Now, attack on the green guys when they shield, and you'll get flung. When you get flung, hit R1 or L1 to get a movement boost. No green guys here, no green guys here, no green guys here. There's green guys here, there's one next to a yellow, oh blue rather. So wait, hug this corner here, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, there you go. You don't have to do this movement, but it is nice. Charge that way, attack that one. We can do one more here, but this is a very tight one to do. There you go. And if we're lucky, a white one can come, and nope, that's fine. But yeah, that kind of movement, you don't need to do it in a run. It saves about 5 seconds if you catch all of them. But, you know, it's not mandatory. It is really hard to do as well, so don't break your leg trying to do it. Nothing special in this menu. Carry on. Now, this the strat coming up is actually a new strat also. Very, very nice strat. Much more consistent than using Chicken Little here also. Much, much more consistent. So what we want to do is we want to enter here and we want to summon Genie again. Genie is going to be the MVP from HP 3 onwards. He needs to be in Wisdom form. We need to pause and equip Follow the Wind for draw. We need this draw ability for the strat. I'm sorry, he needs to be in Master form. He needs to be in Master form for this strat. When you use a Master form and you have Follow the Wind on, you want to run forward, Magnet, and use Arcana. And it catches everything like this. And because you have draw and it's really quick with it, do the Monitor. Quick run towards the Monitor you want to do next. Magnet again, use Arcana again, should catch everything again. You get all the orbs again, put them to Wisdom, and do this Monitor. When you land, swing, reflect, and use Wisdom Genie's attack. And loop this. Looping this is the best way to get damage off. It's what you want to do. Pop an Ether in between, so you don't run out of magic doing this. This is the best loop you can do. This is much more consistent than Chicken Little's loop. What we're looking for is 2000 away from 23. So this last reflect should do it. There you go. 2000 from 23. That's the experience we want. A 106 is great. This is probably one of my better Monitor runes. That's just what you want. That's amazing. When you finish the Monitors, we put back Hero's Crest. But yeah, that strat is very nice. The Master Genie is a bit rough. You need to practice that a little bit. It's a bit of a rough strat at first, but once you get it, it's a big time save and much more consistent than Chicken Little. You want to pick up this AP chest to the left here. And carry on. Quick running every input you can, like any kind of movement. Frame perfect quick runs would be amazing. And we'll get onto the final fight of Space Paranoids, which is Hostile Program. Now, Hostile Program is a hard fight. I will admit, Hostile Program is a bit of a hard fight if you're a newcomer to the run and the route. Hostile Program's not the best, but hopefully I'll be able to explain it easily. So, the start of the fight, you want to quick run and lock on to Hostile Program and use Comet, Donald's Comet. You want to go do a full aerial combo on him and then use the finisher right away. Don't use a triangle input, just use the finisher straight away. And then you want to reposition yourself because he'll basically do like a cannon thing with his fist. And if he's facing away from the wall, he'll blast away from where you are. Which is not what we want because we just used Comet Finisher. So he needs to blast into the wall for him to not move horizontally at all. That way we can easily just get Comet damage on him and do damage ourselves. I'll explain from there. So, quick run lock, Comet, air combo, Comet rain, air combo position. Keep doing air combos. You want to see him break like that, that's good. Now you want to go Master form here, pick up all the orbs, and do the RC. From this point on, you want to aerial dodge, fire, and do full air combos. Now, after the third X input, you want to use a Thunder, and then the finisher. So you can get all the orbs you need. So we'll go around for a bit, pick up the orbs here, do the RC, and use Comet. Use triangle once there, and then Comet rain. Yeah, that fight is a bit rough to get with the positioning to not have him blast away, the master form stuff, so don't worry about not getting it right, just practice it a lot and you'll get it. Talk to the computer to leave. Now, this strat coming up is a personal strat of mine. You want to put Goofy Tornado on for this. This strat is very hard to do. Very hard. This is one of the hardest strats I've ever had to attempt in my life. I made it, but it is a really rough strat to get right. So what you want to do is, you want to start the fight and you want to magnet the dancer. In specific, the dancer. If you magnet the dancer, you wait for Sora to reset. You then thunder, finishing leap, reflect again, or magnet again, sorry, into the group of enemies. You then use Trinity Triangle, which is major drive, into that magnet, and it will kill, hopefully, everything in the magnet. The final wave will spawn, you then use Ultima, and then use the final part of Trinity, that will hopefully kill everything. So it'll be amazing if I could pull that out on this tutorial run. Be beautiful. We shall see though. I think I got it. I was close. So yeah, that was really close. That's what the fight looks like, but the Trinity finisher kills everything. The cleanups, whatever, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Not the worst thing in the world. Here, I use Chicken Little. So basically, I immediately summon a Chicken Little, lock onto this. Lizard, slide dash, finishing leap. Aerial sweep. Quick run away. He'll do that. Finishing leap again. Air combo from the death. Once again, blizzards, swipe, finishing leap, run away, finishing leap again. Now you want to position it so everything's caught like this. You want to fire, finishing leap, magnet, Trinity, major drive, and you'll kill everything like that. You'll have all your drive back for Demyx, and you skip the Trinity finisher. Now for Demyx. For Demyx, you want to make sure you get him down to 32 forms minimum. Like, he needs to be 32. Position yourself wisely and use Ultima at first. Then use Major Drive. Wiggle it to kill everything. And only use the finisher for Trinity if he has 5 forms or lower. If he has 6 forms, use Break. Because this Trinity damage you're about to see won't happen if he has 6 forms or more. That's the kind of health you're looking for. Finishing leap for limit form. Sese Sukan, Ars Arcanum. Or Zentek Tsutsun, I think. Once again. Oh, I got unlucky. Start doing combos. And then use Comet. I messed up that fight. Goofy actually increases revenge value for hitting him. That is an RNG thing. If that happens, just do what I did. Wait for you to revert, and then start doing air combos on Demyx. Do 2 air combos, aerial spiral, reflect. In mid-air, reflect, and then use Donald Comet. And then just do the kill like I did. Here you go abilities, R1, up, up. Vicinity break, up, up, flash step. L1, L1, up for item boost. Item boost is pretty important for FF fights, you'll see why later on. But yeah, here. For the first wave, you want to Vicinity Break, Magnet, and Aerial Dive. And then we want to land, Magnet, Aerial Dive, or full air combo after the Magnet. And then the third wave will spawn. We want to Vicinity Break and get Rising Sun RC. The Rising Sun RC is very, very powerful in this segment, so we need to make use of that. So Vicinity Break, Magnet. Take care of that. Magnet. Oh, that's fine. And then Rising Sun. Make sure you target the soldiers because they are the worst to hit. Like that. Now we're carrying on. Here, what you want to do is you want to slide dash magnet air combo, and then when the shadows spawn, Vicinity Break, Reflect, Magnet, air combo. You go Limit Form, Sonic Rave, the limit, and then Infinity, the limit. I will show you. So slide dash, Magnet, do a combo. Wait for Shadow to swing, Magnet, do air combo, use Sonic Rave, and then use Infinity. Infinity should clear everything up, just like that. Simple and clean. What you want to do now is you want to revert and pop an ether. Because we equipped item boost, we should have our magic back for the scary part of this phase. Slide dash. You want to hug the left side and slide dash this armored soldier here. Quick run away. Tifa actually gave me a really bad pattern. She attacked the armored soldier and not the Morning Star. So you just attack this armored soldier that spawns in front of you like this, and then reposition. And then start Rising Sun everything. It's like that, it's fine. Magnet, and you just want to make sure that you're positioned nicely so Tifa can kick ass here. Magnet for the shadows if you want to. There you go. Now that phase is done, you want to carry on. Now, for this phase, you want to line yourself up with this rock right here. So you want to be... So you see how the line kind of changes in style a bit, like at the rock. You want to make sure you quick run at the rock when you're online with it, and then Vicinity Break like this. Like that. You'll kill everything with that Vicinity Break. You then want to quick run backwards and use it, lock onto this surveillance drone and thunder it, and use the RC for it. Next, you want a magnet around this side for the Morning Stars, and now we need 3 drive. Don't worry about damage, you don't have to worry about taking it, it's beginner. Go into the drive form, and then use Infinity twice if you need to. So use it the once, you get the level 2, that's important. And Cloud should kill everything else. Like I said, don't worry about taking damage on beginner, it's whatever. Dying is barely a problem, you need to be careful though. If you see you're taking too much damage, then do be careful. Here, you put on abilities, you go to Goofy, you equip Goofy Bash and Jackpot. And you take off your item boost, you don't need that anymore. From here, you turn right and you open that chest. You then use all your AP boosts that you've picked up from this time. And, oh no, that's my fault. No, you keep item boost equipped. That's my bad. You keep item boost equipped. So you should have 45 at this point. Oh. You should have 45 AP at this point. This is what you want. You want to have 45 at this point, because you'll get a level up, which will give you 47. That's what you need to have the abilities equipped to do the rest of the run. Be sure you have 45 at this point. If you don't have 45 at this point and you're following along with me, go back, rewatch it. I apologize, it is long, but it's crucial that you have 45 here. Once you get better with skill, you can decide what you want to do. But after that, we carry on. Now 1k is a very RNG fight here. You want to preset Thunder and hover over magic for when the surveillance bots do their spinning attack like this. Oh, like, well, if they give you an RC straight away, take it. But if they give you their spinning attack, like the one's doing right there, you want to make sure, like that, don't want to deal with that. Just be sure, be careful. If you see there's no opening for an RC, use a Thunder on a spinning one like that, like this. Then you can do that. You just want to keep the pattern going. After you throw it, you quick run to position yourself. Hit triangle the moment Sora, like, when Sora lands, you hit triangle, but you delay it for a second. So he lands, you wait a split second, and then you hit triangle. That way he'll throw it the way you grabbed it. So I'm facing forward right now. I threw it forward. As you can see, the thunder helps speed up the process instead of waiting for it. If you feel like you're in like danger, that you're scared to get hit, just wait it out. No problem waiting it out. If you get lucky, you can thread them like this and combo it. That one early, just because the way they were spawned. And this is the last one. Just like that. But you want to be sure you're in the middle of the arena at all times for the maximum amount of spawns and the maximum amount of kills. That's why you quick run to reposition yourself and time the second RC after you grab them. Or the RC after you grab them to throw them straight and not in a random direction. So now HB3 is done. We get into second visits. Second visits are they're more consistent than the strats that I've shown off and have done. They are much more consistent. First of all, you want to land at Beast Castle, because we need to pick up Rumbling Rose, which is very important. When you spawn here, you want to make sure that you do not speak to Beast, and you want to go to this room over here. You want to go into Parlor and then leave. The reason why we do that is so we can save warp to that place later on in the run. We'll visit Beast Castle again. We're not completing it right now. We come back, and by entering that room, we can save warp to that point, so we can do the fight in this room where we are right now, which is super quick. In this menu, just put Beast out for Donald, so you have Donald and Goofy out. Right here, you want to keep an eye on the 3 Dragoons in front of you. This one's going to swing. He'll spawn behind you. All you're going to do is you want to Reflect, Magnet, Trinity, Major Drive. Just like that. And then use the triangle finisher. Simple fight, don't have to do much more. Simple as that. No menu there. Afterwards, you quick run into Wisdom form. Be careful because it will be on limit form from HB3, so make sure you don't go anything but Wisdom. Carry on. Time your quick runs once again. Good timing is always great for speed. Okay, after you speak to Beast, you get Rumbling Rose. So, this menu, you put Goofy in for Beast, Items, Sora, Rumbling Rose, and you put Hero's Crest on Master. This is the kind of setup you want. You want to hit square, R1, up for guard break. And then you carry on. You go world map, and you go to Port Royal for Port Royal 2. Here, you don't have to worry about any kind of menu, just carry on. Here, wait a second, and then start blizzarding. Damn. Basically, you want to wait a second for that pirate to the right to get into the blizzard range, but the first one ran at me, so it changed my auto target. Not a problem, just do the backup I did there. Carry on, speak to Jack. You want to go to Underworld. Skip this fight by going into the captain's quarters. I called it headquarters back in Port Royal 1, so yeah, captain's quarters. Go back to Underworld. And now we begin Grim Reaper 1. Now for Grim Reaper 1, what you want to do is, you want to do a full ground combo with finishing leap to finish, and you want to bait him to attack. When he goes to swing, you reflect. When he gets hurt by reflect, you flash step, blizzard, and you use all your magic until you're 1 blizzard away from running out of magic, then you pop an ether. use blizzards all over again, and then run out of magic. Purposely run out of magic, and then go master form. When you're in master form, you want to do 2 air combos. But for the first air combo, your second finisher needs to be a blizzard. So I'll show it off here. So we do a full ground combo to open. With finishing loop. Beta swing. Attack blizzards. Just spam blizzards. Pop an ether. Once again. You want to keep him in the corner as well, by the way. That's why I'm repositioning myself. And now you want to purposely run out of magic. Just spam them. Go master form. Spam air combos. After the first finisher, use Blizzara. And then do another air combo. Just like that. Now, after that fight, we got Horizontal Slash, which is very, very useful. This chest right here is Peter Pan. We don't want him for this run, for this route. Abilities you want to put on Horizontal Slash, and we'll have Draw in a second that we need to equip. So you just keep quick running. For this Gambler, you Magnet, Finishing Loop, Aerial Spiral, Horizontal Slash, and then Finisher. Just like that. Just a full air combo. Horizontal Slashes will now be our main priority in our air combos. They'll be the main things doing damage now. Go back to Captain's Quarters. Or Captain's Stateroom, to be specific. And go to Arden Weather again. When you're here, you want to summon Genie. And put him to Valor form. You want a quick run, Aerial Spiral, Magnet, Guard Break, and then Valor Genie's Limit, like that. And we see we've got Draw there, that's what we want. So we carry on. The Gambler's behind this one. Same thing, Magnet, Guard Break, Valor Genie. Quick run past this room, it takes way too long to spawn the Gambler, so we carry on. This one here, same thing as the first one, you Aerial Spiral to knock him on the ground. Magnet, Guard Break, Valor Genie. It's okay if you live with a little bit, pop an Ether before you pick up the medallion and pick it up. Now, we got Draw a little late, which is fine, no problem, but you want to equip it right here. At this point, you should have 45 AP. I'll just scroll through everything so you know what you should have equipped for this point. These are the main things you want equipped. If you see something that you have equipped that I don't, be sure to change it. So just that. There's finishing pluses from the Rumbling Rose, by the way. As you can see here. Finishing plus to the right. So everything is all good. We have Draw now. We go back to Port Royal for Grim Reaper 2. You pop a Blizzard right off the bat to keep him stunned. You quick run into this medallion and you go right up into him. You want to Thunder, Reflect, Blizzard. Just like that. And then pick up all the medallions. If he has medallions, hit him a little bit. Now this next phase is advanced. This is very, very, very hard to do. I don't expect everyone to get this. On watching this video, this will take a lot of practice to get. What you want to do is, when you put all the medallions in the chest, you want to summon Genie. Doesn't matter what form, just have Genie out. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to horizontal lock Grim Reaper 2. Horizontal lock being, when you're doing an air combo and you switch out Genie, your air combo is reset. So, theoretically, you could use up the 2 horizontal slashes you have in an air combo, change Genie's form, and you get those 2 horizontal slashes back. So you use them again. You change Genie form, use them again, use them again, use them again, and you lock him and you just keep doing consistent damage. And he's not teleporting away because you have him staggered forever. So, summon Genie, begin your air combo. And then on the end of your second horizontal slash, you want to switch your drive, or The timing's tight for it. If he gets away, just quick run to his direction and carry on with it. It is very tight for the timing, it'll be very quick. Once that's done, you dismiss him. Do a full combo to get drive back and reflect in front of him. And then use the RC straight away. That reflect, as you can see, has added a lot to our drive. That's what we want. You preset Thunder, lock onto him while he's in the air, and Thunder twice. And all the medallions will fall, and you can just pick them all up like this. Put them in there, bring Donald out, and use Comet. Start doing the combo again, and use a Comet at the end. Make sure that you use a single Comet in the first combo, and then you use 2 Comets on every air combo. So I use one here, and then immediately I use it again, and then one at the end. Immediately again, one at the end. And then I have Comet Rain. Oh, he broke out. Okay, that's fine. That's unlucky if he break out like that. If he breaks out, just push him into his DM phase like that. As you can see, we have 4 drive back like this. The reason why I have 4 drive back is because of the reflect at the beginning and the damage we did here. So now we have 4 drive, we can go Master Form. With Master Form, we just go around the Thunder. You want to let Sora land before you do Thunder again. Keep an eye up at the medallion counter. When he's out of medallions, you use the blizzards like that to stun him. Pick them all up, put them back in the chest, and carry on with the Comet combo. So use one at the end, one at the start, one at the end, one at the start. Oh, and there's the kill. I didn't think it killed that fast. But yeah, the genie timing, I myself am fucking it up. That's how hard it is. It is a very, very, very... I've done that strat. I use that genie loop every run for the past 4 months, I think, and I still mess it up. So don't feel discouraged or don't feel saddened that you can't do it first try. Trust me, it's going to take a lot of work to get right. Next, we're going to Halloween Town 2 after some more brilliant commentary from our boys. Go to Halloween Town 2. We don't really world warp at this point. We just kind of fly there. Here, in this menu, you want to put Jack out for Donald. Customize Jack to Sora attack. L2 triangle for Goofy on Sora attack. L2 square. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Back out. Abilities. Donald. R1 down triangle triangle like that. So now Donald has Duck Flare on him. So if you look there, Duck Flare's now there instead of Comet. That's what we want. Now we carry on to this room up here. And now what we want to do here is we want to hit R1 once, as soon as we can, to barrel. We'll lock onto barrel. And we want to magnet. Once we magnet, we Trinity and use Major Drive again, and then use the finisher. Just like that. You want to make sure you're hitting that box to the left as well for that little bit more input for the Trinity. And by doing that, everything will die like that. And as you can see, their position will be perfect for you to just hit the boxes right into them. So lock was easy, barrel was easy. I might miss shock here. Before you throw this at shock, preset this on Donald to switch Jack in. So you do that, and then bring Jack in like that. Now we start making our way to Halloween Town Center. Quick running all the time, remember? I know it might be a bit annoying me saying this, but it's important that you keep quick running. Here, you quick run around 3 o'clock, pick up this skateboard here. Once again, pick up skateboard here, jump over everything. Now for this strat, what you want to do is, you want to use Jack's Limit. And for a little bit of extra damage, we, seeing the White Knight in front of us, we walk forward a little bit, reflect, and the moment we hear the bing of the reflect being hit, we use Jack's Limit. So, see what attack he does, like that. The moment he hits our reflect, we use Dance Cool, pick them all up like this, and use X once. You just stop and pick up everything. If you want to feel safe, do 2 attacks of the limit, so an X and triangle, and then stop, and then drop. But if you're feeling comfortable with that strat, only do it once, and then pick up all the presents. If the graveyards pick up the presents, I'm sorry, I don't have a backup for that. Good luck. So at this point, you want to put Donald in for Jack, once again, before you do this. Now, prison minigame is pure RNG, nothing else to it. It is all luck, no skill involved. You just have to pray the game is nice to you. Getting a lot of yellow boxes here, which is decent. You want to see some greens. Green and brown boxes are what you want. When lock comes out, immediately knock him out of action. Just hit him with 5 toys. That's a brown box. That's another brown box. Alright, that's really good RNG. Get 2 consecutively like that. Really good RNG. That was an amazing presence. Don't expect presents like that in a run. Trust me. That is pure RNG. Don't expect to match that every run. Now for experiment. For this fight, what you want to do is you want to lock on and immediately do duck flare. Do a full air combo with a triangle. And then do mega duck flare. And then just do aerial dives and aerial spirals. Throw in ether. Do a finisher to break him apart, like that. Block him here. And throw him to his head. It must be his head to be super quick. Throw another ether. Oh, did you bait me? Do a full combo, 1 finisher. And then reflect in midair. When you see him swinging like that, when you see him wheeling back for the swing, you reflect. That's fine. You can be cheeky like this with me, the way I'm doing it. And you want to go till about 2 bars right there. And then you start doing air combos with duck flare going. You want to use triangle as often as you can. You want to make sure duck flare doesn't run out. There you go. And then use duck flare to finish him off. Not the best fight. Don't do the reflect at the end. Do both finishers and then reflect on the ground if you need to. That was my fault for bad remembering of the strat. Don't use the reflect at the end. Just keep spamming air combos and then reflect after you've done everything when you land on the ground. Or if you see him going to swing, quickly crack out reflect because it's on customize. Next, Agrabah 2. On this menu here, you do nothing. You carry on. You cut lefts. Now, if bulky vendors spawn, which they did, you can do a little bit of a movement trick. You can blizzard the stands and you can quick run straight there. No problem. If the bulky vendors don't spawn, you have to quick run all the way around. Which is whatever. But if they do spawn, you can do that little bit of movement. Now for carpet fights are definitely a rough spot to get right. So what you want to do is here, you want to hold back, magnet, and then thunder finisher. So you magnet and thunder right after. Hook bats will get stuck in the magnet. You then want to reflect magnet, finishing loop. You then want to wait for the fortune tellers to get stuck. The fortune tellers will come out and swing. You reflect magnet again. So like this. Ugh. I got unlucky. Oh, yeah. I got unlucky here, that's a shame. Alright, I'll have a video up here. Come on. I'll have a video up now. It is a bit RNG for that to work, because you have to keep an eye out for where the Heartless go. The Heartless can move any direction they want to. I got very unlucky to have 2 of them both stay away from the magnet. That was very unlucky. So yeah, that normally doesn't happen in a run. That is very, very unlucky. Now at the end here, if you have your magic back, if you had a bad fight like I did, you can be quick about it and use the thunder, but I don't think I'll get it back. So what you want to do is you want to horizontal slash. You'll get your health and magic back, by the way, so don't worry about being too low on health or to have no magic for this part. You should always get your magic back. Same opening as Carpet 1 here, basically the same fight. So you go backwards, Magnet Thunder. You then wait for the Fortune Teller to spawn. Reflect Magnet Finishing Leap. You pop a Reflect. You pop an Ether. Reflect Magnet Finishing Leap air combo. I apologize for butchering it, but so you Magnet air combo. Make them get stuck. Alright, Magnet. You wait. Reflects. Magnet. Reflects. Magnet. Finish. That's what you want right there. It's good. Now we carry on. I do it this way. So you thunder like that. You then go over here to the Blizzard one. Make sure Blizzard's already preset for me and customize, so I can just lock onto it, back off, and do that. And I have just enough of fire, which I shall go do, which is under the bridge. And you want to be quick about it as well, because that red, I think it's Red Noct, I think his name is, so I apologize if I got his name wrong. He will knock you out of that fire if you're too late on it. And if it doesn't connect, you have to waste an ether, which is not good, trust me. So you carry on. If you feel like you're nervous about that, you can kill him before you do the fire. It is a bit slow, but it is much safer than risking it like I do. But if you get the timing down, then it's consistent. So Carpet Escape, all you want to do is just basic swings. You can pay half attention to this. All you need to make sure is you hit level 30 before you leave, because you need to be level 30 for Genie Jafar. So where I hit level 29 is perfect. I have the perfect amount of experience here. You want to hit level 30 before you get past this point. If you get past this point and you're not level 29, you are going to have to really try hard to kill everything. And if you don't get level 30, then there's a backup that I will show. So what you can do is you can delay it, this Fortune Teller, finish him to kill that that fat bandit. Get the finisher, there you go. The hitboxes can be a little bit weird here, and then you want to time the finisher so you get that fat body again, or fat bandit again. And as you can see, perfect experience, no stress in the world. Basically, the reason why I got this experience is because I was 2,000 away from 23 experience, or level 23 on monitors. Being 2,000 away, or 2,000 experience away from level 23 is what you want leaving monitors and space paranoids. That way you'll consistently get level 30 for this point. If you leave with 2,500, 2,600 to 23, you're going to be cutting it close. So, I'll show the backup. I'll show you what you have to do if you didn't get level 30. You can turn around and come here. Quick run here and do this. There you go, just like that. That gives, I would say, around 800 experience. If my maths wasn't bad and my eyes weren't bad. Whoops. Yeah, don't hit save during your run. Right, there you go. World map now. You want to world warp to the peddler's shop. While you're here, you want to make sure you equip Decisive Pumpkin. The Keyblade you got from Halloween Town, this Keyblade right here. This Keyblade is very important for Genie Jafar. And you need to be level 30 for Genie Jafar, or you will get a DM. That's why I showed the backup to go to the Cave of Wonders. Just to preface, I just want to say, if you do what I did at Cave of Wonders and you still don't have enough, go around behind the lion's head or behind the entrance. You'll have more hearts to kill there if you don't have enough. So for this fight, you want to attack the belly of Genie Jafar to stagger him, per se. So just one ground combo and like one blank hit if you need to. You want to come up, you want to do this specific combo I'm doing right now. So you want to get away as far as you can. There you go. Reflect that. When he says you'll never stop me, make sure you reflect so you don't get stuck. Keep going. Once you do 3 combos there, do the RC again. And then it should be 3 combos for the kill. I used the Blizzard to break his health gate, which wasn't enough, sadly. There you go. Simple as that. But yeah, the reason why I use Blizzards instead of just doing normal hits is I use Blizzard when I know where his HP gate is. Because his HP gate won't break unless it's a finisher or a magic spell, like Blizzard. And if you use a finisher just to break his HP gate, you're wasting a lot of damage. So you Blizzard to break it and then do a finish, and then you get a bunch of damage in there. More commentary from the boys.
Yeah, but it's... What's that? Whenever Sora, Donald, and Goofy...
This is what makes my tutorial superior.
We're gonna try...
Just these 2 lads just commenting over me, it's great. Alright, from this point on, we go to Beast Castle. Now, the reason why we went into Parlor before was so we can world warp to Parlor. If we didn't, we would go Beast Room, and we would have to go from Beast Room all the way to the front entrance again, which is not great. So because we're in this room, we can just go here, jump. Items, you want to take off Decisive Pumpkin and put back on Rumbling Rose, and you want to put Decisive Pumpkin on Valor. So your setup should look like this. Carry on. For this fight, it's the same as when you landed here. You want to check for the Dragoons, none of them attacked. If none of them attack, you just Magnet and just do air combos. There you go. Oof, alright, that's fine. Now you want to make sure you kill this Dusk near the middle, so you can reflect Magnet, finishing leap into Duck Flare, and then you can clean up with an aerial combo. Just like that. But yeah, that's unlucky. To not get a reflect off the start and have all 3 Dragoons dance is a bit unfair. Quick run to the door and go Valor form. Now you want to make sure you have Decisive Pumpkin and Rumbling Rose equipped. It's necessary for this fight and for the rest of the run.
Where's the fun in this?
So for Zaldin, what you want to do is you want to lock on and you want to walk right, just like that, and you want to do 3 jumps. For safety, do 3 jumps. He'll attack again. Alright, wait there. There you go. So you do a total of 12 jumps altogether. For safety, you can do 12. You can shorten it and do 11, but it's up to you. Revert, Dark Flare, Mega Dark Flare. Just like that. You can do 12 jumps, you can do 11, or you can do 10. Doing 10 is tight, and you need to do a little bit more that I won't show off right now. So I would say 11 or 12 jumps, 12 for safety, 11 for the strat. You want to make sure you don't attack when you revert as well. I learnt the hard way. Next, R1 flick up right for Land of Dragons 2. And you want to put Mulan out for Donald. Quick run into Wisdom form and carry on. Keep quick running. So for Riku, spoilers. For Riku, it is a bit RNG again. What I do is I delay it, do that, and then do double reflect finisher because he gave me that combo. That was great. Then you want to go limit form. You want to guard an attack. Oh, that didn't help. You want to do an attack like that. So you do Sesei Suken. Wrong limit, but that'll do. Doing an RC is actually really helpful here. You get massive damage out, and you want to use Sonic Grave. Don't use Infinity. Use Sonic Grave. That Infinity was a mistake. Mulan to Donald, and carry on. It is RNG, it is like an improvisation fight. There's no set strat for it, because Ryu can do whatever he wants. You just gotta make sure you end that fight without losing limit form. If you lose limit form, you can't do what I'm doing right now. So ignore the bulky bender. I know it's hard, but we have to. And you want to revert before you enter the loading zone right here. From this point, you want to magnet as soon as you can, Trinity, and then Ultima. Like you saw, that Assault Rider died. However, a Bolt Tower didn't. The optimal scenario is a Bolt Tower and an Assault Rider die. But because the Assault Rider didn't die, we have to use Break. Just like that. Not optimal, that's fine. It is a bit rough getting that. Again, it's a bit RNG for that Trinity, because a Bolt Tower can just live. If an Assault Rider dies and a Bolt Tower dies, just do Ultima. If either don't die, if only one dies, do both. If nothing dies, then do Break. But if nothing dies, then I think you did something wrong. Vicinity Break this part, reflect and time it so you don't get hit by the lasers, Magnet, Finishing Leap, Aerial Spiral, reflect when they come out, Magnet, Finishing Leap, Doppler. That was quick. I'll go over it again. You start the fight and you wait a split second for the dusks to fully land. Because if you hit X straight away, you'll aerial dive towards the dusk. You don't want that. You wait a second for everything to land and you vicinity break. You wait a second for the dusks to come attack you and the snipers to come attack you. You double reflect if you see the lasers are being shot at you and you want to delay like this. Oh, you can't do it out of combat, never mind. So you do 2 reflects timed with a bit of a delay in the middle. Magnet, Finishing Leap, Aerial Spiral, which will kill everything. If not, do a little bit more in the air after the Aerial Spiral. When you land, everything should be caught in the magnet again. Be ready to reflect. Reflect the moment you feel like the magnet's going to go down. Magnet again, Finishing Leap, Duck Flare, and then Mega Duck Flare. Here, before Storm Rider, you want to go Valor Form. Once again, Rumbling Rose and Decisive Pumpkin equipped. You want to get a little bit of a hit in before doing the RC. And here now, you want to do X, square, X. Every time. So you do this. You get a quick hit out, X square, X, and then you want to run away. Or not, you can get hit. X square, X. And then while you're... Oh, I got unlucky. Alright, if you're under... This is under damage right now. So you need to get in a tornado and jump up and try and catch him before he gets away. Ah, oh, damn it. I think he might get away. He didn't. Cool. This is the kind of damage you want. Quick run towards him. I would say about this line. Reflect and do the RC. This damage is good. Make sure you're locked into the left horn. Use Dark Flare. Full air combo. Use the triangle when you're doing horizontal slash. Mega Dark Flare when you land. And then aerial dive to aerial spiral. It is crucial that you use aerial dive and aerial spiral and not full aerial combos when you're using a Dark Flare finisher because you're not getting maximum damage out. Aerial dive and aerial spiral are way more effective to get damage out than doing a full air combo. You saw in Zaldin, I did an aerial dive, aerial spiral, and then I forced myself to drop to the floor. I did nothing and dropped. You want to do that for Storm Rider as well. And every strat coming up that uses Dark Flare. We have the final gummy, which we will cut again because no one likes seeing gummies. But we can't cut this commentary from the boys. Okay, we'll cut this again. Okay guys, we're back. This is a different day, by the way. This is a day later from when I recorded the rest of the run. When you land in Twilight Time, there will be a cutscene here. I don't have a cutscene here because I was midway through doing the splits for the world I never was, and they were just really bad. And I didn't think it was good enough to put into the tutorial video, so I decided to go back and redo it, so here it is. You want to go through these tunnels here because it is way quicker. Pick up the skateboards when you can, of course. Leave through this exit. Taking this tunnel is just way quicker than going down the pathway you come out through there. It's way quicker through the tunnel. Keep quick running all the way through. You want to summon Genie when you get past this log. When you hit this log right here, you want to summon Genie and you want to put him into master form for the strat coming up. Basically, if no one knows, Magnet and Arcana Genie being Master Genie's attack, is very broken because Arcana, which is Master Genie's attack, will hit enemies in an area and drag them to Genie. And we use a magnet alongside that. And the reason why we use a magnet alongside that is because when enemies get pulled into a magnet, they take damage. So what we want to do is, we want to use Genie's attack, Arcana, and a magnet. So they keep getting pulled between the two. And because they keep getting pulled between the two, it just does massive damage to enemies and it's just devastating for this fight. So when you want to start off this fight, you want to make sure you do Master Genie outside before you come in the fight. And you want to jump back and magnet in the air in front of the gate for the first wave. Jump back, magnet, and use Genie's attack. As you can see, everything crumbles. 3 dusks should die and 3 more should spawn. After the 3 spawn, you want to move around 2 o'clock on the clock. So when you drop, you want to go around 2 o'clock, jump, make sure you don't see any HP bar on the top right. If you see a HP bar on the top right, Sora will magnet towards the dusks and you can't do the strat. So go far enough away to the point where you aren't auto-target to anything. Do the same thing, magnet Arcana. As you can see, the damage is the same. Creepers will spawn. What you want to do is you want to just go to where there aren't any creepers. So as you can see, they all went to around the 2 o'clock direction. I just decided to move in the diagonally opposite direction. There's no set position for this phase alone. There's no set and determined position. You just move to where the creepers don't go. So once you're in that position, you jump, Arcana again, put everything off, and the samurais will spawn. Now, Mickey can actually ruin this part of the fight. Mickey has an attack which knocks back enemies, and of course knocking the enemies away from you is not what we want. So once you finish with the creepers, you want to come down and immediately magnet into another Arcana, and you want to make sure that you're not slow for this part because you don't want to give any time to Mickey to scrub this fight. Getting pretty lucky here, not get it. Magnet again. There we go. And then on the final samurai, you just use the final part of Master Genie. For the creepers, you might have to use the part of Master Genie, like that part, because 1 creeper will live, that's no problem. Depending on your positioning, if you're central around here, if you're around this area for the creeper part, then you'll kill all the creepers. But if you are anywhere else, like over here, or in the outer rim, there will be 1 creeper that lives. Just use the second part of Genie's attack to kill him off. Want to keep going, you want to hug the right here and go into the computer room. Remember always to be quick running. Low movement, just quick run to the left immediately and drop. Talk to Pence, middle option. Oops. Don't do that. Yeah, you want to be sure that your player AI can be dumb sometimes and they get in the way, but... Alright, for the betwixt and between fights, this first fight is, this first fight should always be the same every time. So, this fight, you vicinity break, and you wait 1 second. The dusks will come and attack you, you want to use a reflect. Once you use a reflect, you want a magnet, finishing leap, and then while you're in the air, use a fire, and then duck flare. So, you vicinity break, you wait a second, wait for them to attack, reflect, magnet, finishing leap, fire in the air, and duck flare. Easy as that, really nice fight. You can get your drive back if you lose Genie in that fight, so don't worry about losing Genie in the fights beforehand. Now, this fight is very heavy on the RNG. The enemies will only target Axel if they spawn and you don't do anything to them. If you attack them, they'll target you, but when they spawn, their main target will be Axel. So you want to kind of play around Axel. He's like your kind of gravitational pull of sorts because everything will be going to him, so you need to be going to him as well. So what you want to do is at the start of the fight, you want to vicinity break once again, and have all the dusks attack you. When they come attack you, you want to be sure you're standing as close to Axel as you possibly can be. And when you get to Axel, and once the reflect goes off, you want to do the magnet and finishing leap, and then land. And then I'll explain what happens after that. So you vicinity break, play near Axel, get close to Axel, reflect, magnet, finishing leap. This attack he's about to do right here is the best attack, because if you're playing around Axel and he does this attack and you have a magnet up, he'll do incredible damage. Sadly, my positioning wasn't great. He was a little bit far away from the magnet, but that's okay. You want to keep an eye out for assassins. If no assassins spawn, just keep magneting. Alright. Once you see an assassin spawn, you want to start adding a reflect when you feel like your magnet's going to drop. Because you can get the reflect damage in, and the magnet, and then the finishing moves knock them all up. At this point, you either have a little bit of magic, or you have no magic. If you have a little bit of magic, pop an ether, and carry on the cycle. If you don't have any magic, like me right here, what you want to do is you want to land, and go limp form. You want to time it as well, so you knock everything up, or knock as much up as you can. You want to revert as soon as you can, and magnet towards Axel, once again. You want to drop a magnet if it gets a little bit too far away and just carry on playing their Axel. Remember, keep reflecting and magneting next to him. And then once it's the last one, you just clear up the fight like that. You want to finish the fight with around 3 drive. 3 drive is what you want to do some movement to Roxas. Okay. Right here, I customized Thunder over Blizzard. This is the customized that will be present for the rest of the game for myself. You want to be sure that you have a reflect in, and you want to be sure you have an ether in. Magnet and Thunder aren't necessary, because you don't need Magnet for any of the boss fights coming up, unless you do different strats, but reflect and ether are a bit crucial for timing. Thunder, you can menu out the Thunder if you feel comfortable in your speed, but it's nice to have it on customized anyway. Before I start the fight, I'm just going to run through the abilities so you know what you have, or what you should have. Ooh, that's okay, I moved stuff by mistake. So, like I said before, you want to have a maximum of 47 AP. Because that way you'll be able to have guard equipped for the world that never was. If you were to have 45 dead on, then you would not have guard on. And it's okay if you're really skilled at the game and you have time in the game, but if you're new to the game, not having guard is very bad, because there are some situations where you need to guard attacks, but if you don't have it equipped, then you're just going to be a sitting duck. Once you go through here, you want to use limit form. Be careful, if you use limit form on Roxas, when you go into the drive menu, it will be auto select on limit form. So if you have full drive and you do what I just did by hitting down X, you'll go master. So wait a second just to see what kind of drive it's set on, and then just go wisdom. Do some movement. A little bit of movement here. You want to jump into this and fire. Okay, now for Roxas, this is a very clean fight in my opinion. I love doing this fight. Basically, what you want to do is you want to open the fight with a reflect, because Roxas will attack as soon as the fight opens up. After the reflect, you want to do a full ground combo with finishing leap as the final finisher, and then you want to start a loop. This loop is flash step, thunder, reflect, guard break. Those 4 inputs and attacks are crucial to keep Roxas looped. You want to do that combo 3 times. So until we do the first 2 combos, I'll show you how the fight should go. Open up with the reflect. Full combo with the finishing leap to finish. Once he lands, flash step, thunder, reflect, guard break, flash step, thunder, reflect, guard break. Okay, so after the 3rd combo, you'll see that we don't have enough magic to continue the loop. So what you want to do is you want to pop an ether. And after you pop this ether, Roxas' revenge value will slowly come down. As you're doing these combos, Roxas' revenge value slowly drops, very slowly. However, it drops at a certain speed to which you can't do this combo for the entire fight, because he just won't retaliate near the 5th or 6th combo attempt. So what you want to do is, after you pop the ether, you want to do an aerial spiral, and then start the combo again. The aerial spiral will put his RV back in a comfortable position for you to continue the combos. So do an ether, aerial spiral, and continue the combos. Okay, in this scenario, if he doesn't retaliate, what you want to do is, you want to flash step him, reflect, and then immediately use Trinity. Ooh. Okay, a little bit of a backup, it's fine. Okay. So that Roxas fight wasn't very well explained, I apologize. Basically, once you do that loop, and he retaliates for all of them, you want to use Trinity. And after you do Trinity, you go Limit Form, and then you do the combo I did, Zesisuken, Ars Arcanum, Zesisuken, Ars Arcanum. He didn't retaliate for me, and his RV was just way too low. Basically, what I said was correct. If you flash step him, he will immediately retaliate. But in that scenario, where his RV is just so low that the flash step does nothing, you just want to do what I did. Just tank the hit, go Limit Form, and do the combo. Because if you do all 6 of the Flash Step, Thunder, Reflect, Finishing Link combos, the Limit Form should be enough to kill him. The Trinity is just so you're safe, and you can just keep him under control. Going Limit the way I did is a bit risky. You need the Drive Explosion to hit him to carry on the loop. So just be a bit careful with that. That was the worst way that fight could go, but at least I have it documented for the tutorial. After this menu, or after the Roxas fight, for this menu, you want to go into Sora and equip 2 Become 1. We need this Keyblade because we need to go into Anti-Form twice. I'll explain that in a second. After you put 2 Become 1 on, you want to hit square. R1, take off Vicinity Break. Up 5 times to Slap Shot. You want to hit R1, 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 R1. All the way down, you want to take off Draw. You want to go back up again. You want to put on Combo Master. And then, what you need to do is, you need to take off Guards, put on Aerial Finish. And, I'm getting flustered in my own menu, hold on. Okay, this is fine. So, you don't put on Aerial Finish here. You come down, you put on Drive Boost. That was my fault. So, I'll do the menu again. I apologize for doing it poorly before. So, alright, so what you want to do is, you want to take off Guard, R1, take off Vicinity Break, go up 5 times, put on Slap Shot, hit R1 to put on Aerial Finish. Oh no, sorry. You go Slap Shot, you go up, up, and you take off Draw. You go up again, Combo Master, and Drive Boost. I apologize, that menu was bad. But yeah. It's been a while since I've done beginner with 47 AP, and my menus are just a bit rough at the moment, but it should be okay. Once you have all those equipped, you want to keep quick running. And once you see the sorcerer spawn to my left here, and you see the battle, or the command menu go yellow, you want to go into wisdom form. Ooh, I got final form. Nice. Okay, cool. So basically, we want to go anti-form twice, because we want to drop the anti-points. Your anti-points have built up ever since you got Master Form back in HB3. So the anti-point value is pretty high. The reason why we didn't get anti-form in Roxas is because you need your party members present to go anti-form. So we equipped this Keyblade to become 1 to force it. However, there is a small chance to get final form, which I did. And once you get final form, you don't have to worry about anything anymore. Actually, to be safe, what you do is, you magnet, jump, fire, jump away, magnet, and Trinity, and then major drive to get 3 drive. And then you want to go another form. But yeah, getting final form isn't really that important, just for style, I guess. So once you're done with that, you want to go to the Moogle, and buy all the ethers you can. I have 19 on this save right now. The minimum you need is 7. 7 is the bare minimum. If you're any lower than 7, then you're going to have a bit of a rough endgame. Anything 8 upwards is great. If you're above 10 at this point, then you can be wasteful. But you should have around 9, 8, or 7 at this point in time. Then you want to go Synthesis, and you want to pick up this elixir that you get. Remember that chest we picked up back in Port Royal 1? This is the reason why I picked up that chest. So now, what you want to do is you want to go Sora, take off to become 1, and put on Rumbling Rose again. Go into your items, put on the elixir, put on 1 more ether, and then put on a potion. And then auto refill this potion. Potions aren't really mandatory in beginner, but it is always good to have one on you, just in case either Donald dies or you need it seriously. So then you go to abilities, and then what you want to do is you want to take off drive boost. For that, I just L1, L1, take off drive boost, and then you want to L1, L1, down 4. Or down 3, rather. Just one arrow finish. This should be your menu for the rest of the game. If you need guard, you can take off item boost and put on guard. It's honestly up to you. I'll do the strats with guard equipped, but if you need guard equipped, just take off item boost. So nothing in this bottom part should be highlighted. And then it should be this bulk of 5, quick run, trinity, 3 of the aerial abilities, guard break, slide dash, flash step, slap shot, finishing leap, horizontal slash, and guard. So this should be your abilities for the rest of the game. And then you want to make sure you have Rumbling Rose equipped. So after that, you carry on.
You really shouldn't have betrayed us.
So Xigbar is a very, it's a rough fight. Xigbar's revenge value plays a big factor in this fight, and it is very hard to determine, if you're new to the game, determine and understand when his RV actually starts going up. Because, believe it or not, his revenge value doesn't go up by that much if he's not being staggered. If he's being staggered, that's when you can visibly notice him taking hurt or taking damage and his RV going up. The moment you stagger him, you should be counting your RVs. And if you don't know how to count your RVs, that's fine for this fight, it's not a problem. So, we're going to do this fight, it's just quick run forwards, just so you don't get hit by this, and do the RC. Now once you land and we're in the open gameplay section, what you want to do is you just want to guard his attack. You don't have to guard it, but what you want to do is you want to be sure you're positioned under him at all times. The moment you see Xigbar attack here, for the 3rd time, you activate Duck Flare. And your aerial combo should be aerial dive, horizontal slash, aerial finish. And when Sora reels his arm back, for the final hit of the aerial finish, you hit triangle. And then you land. And then it's aerial dive, horizontal slash, aerial finish. And while you're doing the horizontal slash and before the aerial finish, you want to be sure you activate Mega Duck Flare. So you activate Duck Flare, aerial dive, Duck Flare there. Just like that. I forgot to mention you want to do another triangle input on your horizontal slash. Do aerial dives and aerial spirals to damage him, and then just do a full combo like this. It's okay if he teleports away. Now you want to go Valor Form. The reason why we go Valor Form here is we can get our magic back and do a little bit more damage on him. The reason why we went Anti-Form on the elevator and for movement before the elevator is so we don't get Anti-Form here. If you skipped out on doing Anti-Form on the elevator and the way to elevator, you will get Anti-Form for this fight, and the fight will be done. It will be very hard to recover from. So once you get Valor Form, you just want to damage him just a little bit. As you can see, his health was at about 2.9. You don't want to go any lower than that, because you'll push him into his 2nd phase, where he'll DM. So after that, once again, just kind of stay, avoid getting hurt, go underneath him. Now, contrary to the first one, you want to attack and activate Duck Flare the moment he starts reloading, not the moment he starts attacking. If you attack him while he's attacking, and you push him past his HP gate, he will DM. So you want to wait for him to reload. The moment he reloads, activate Duck Flare and do the same combo you did first. Just like that. And then aerial dive and aerial spiral finish. You want to use 2 triangle inputs for Duck Flare. That was my fault for not saying it sooner. You want to use 1 for the when Sora reels back his arm for the aerial finish. And then what you want to do is you want to use a second one when you do this horizontal slash in the second air combo. When you're here, you want to use Wisdom 4 for movement again. Pardon me. And once you're here, you want to look into your menus. For Valor form, you want to equip Decisive Pumpkin. If I can find it. Oh, it's already there. Never mind. So, this is the... You should only have these three here. Having Final Form here doesn't really matter. There's no strats that we use Final Form for because it's not really worth it. So, you only need Rumbling Rose on your base, Sora, Decisive Pumpkin on Valor form, and Hero's Crystal Master form. Once you have all those, you can carry on. Pretty memey that I get Final Form though in a tutorial. And now we start with Luxid. Luxid is a very hard fight. It is a very hard fight. RNG plays a huge factor in this fight, and it is very unlucky to get really bad RNG, which happens a lot. So, there is a specific opening to this fight, which is important for the fight to go well. So when you open the fight, he'll turn you into a dice the moment you can do anything. You want to jump backwards. If you don't jump backwards, he'll attack you and hurt you. Possibly kill you. His damage is really stupid in this fight, and he could easily kill you. Like, fights from this point onwards, they can kill you if you get lazy, so just be careful. This is beginner, but there is a chance. So what you want to do is you want to jump back once you turn into a dice. Just like that. And then you want to jump towards him after you see that his lunge card attack goes down. Next, what you want to do is you want to jump into him as a dice. And you want to just hit circle when you're standing right next to him. He'll do his little mini game, which you'll avoid if you jump out the way as a dice. And then if you did the strat right, you'll see you have one hit away from leaving dice form. Do that hit and stagger him. You want to stagger him with that final dice hit. And then you want to do a ground combo with a finishing leap to finish. Oh, okay, I fucked up the fight a little bit. So you do... Oh, yep. Okay, that's fine. So, when he jumps... That was my fault for not doing the combo right. So when he jumps like this, he'll do his attack, which is the sideways thing in the lunge. So if he does this, just reflect, finishing loop, arrow spiral, and you want him to retaliate in the air. And he'll do the same thing. Once he lands, he'll do a reflect. Oh, he'll do his attack. So you want to stand right by him, slap, reflect, slap shot, reflect. And do it once again. If none of the cards follow you, just do a ground combo and use a magnet finisher, because you want to force him to do his minigame. When he does his minigame, you want to do an aerial spiral, you want to land, slap shot, reflect, guard break. And then you want to do an aerial spiral to force another minigame. If he does that little card summon, you just want to quick run away, jump and reflect like this. To force the minigame again, you just aerial spiral. Ooh, okay. A bit bad on my timing. But to force the minigame after that, if he does it again. If there are no cards out, and you need to force him into the loop again, use a Blizzard finisher to knock him away. And it's nice on your MP. If he does this again, let's see if I can get it this time. You want to do an aerial spiral, and then aerial spiral and then air hit. Okay. And then if you're lucky, you'll get a minigame every time. Let's see how lucky we are. Okay. So normally his cards will do their own thing. If both of them follow you, that's great, because then you can kill both of them. If one of them follow you, that's alright, it's whatever. If none of them follow you, then just be sure to combo him and Magnet for the finishing combo. Once you see he's at this HP, you want to limit. The way you can judge when he's about to DM is for the little thing bordering the time gauge, when it goes diagonally on his side. So when it's flat on the top, the corner in which it starts going down, when his HP hits that corner, you want to start using Trinity. Use both parts of Trinity. Once he lands, you want to go limit form. And then you want to do something called ether buffering. Ether buffering is basically using an attack, popping an ether before using an attack that costs magic. And the way this game works is there's a small delay to when you throw the ether, to when it actually helps you. So what we do is we throw the ether and then use Ars Arcanum. And because if you do this at a good speed, you'll have all your magic back. This is because you delay the ether. Because in that small window where you throw the ether and it helps you, you're doing an attack that costs magic. So you get your magic right back. So, pop the ether and use Ars Arcanum. For that, for customize, I use L1 triangle for Ars Arcanum. As you can see, I have my magic back. Use a full combo without the finisher. Do 2 blank hits and do Ars Arcanum again. You'll know when he's about to do his finisher, he doesn't overhead like that. 2 ground hits and then just finish him off like that. You want to be sure you finish with limit form at the end of this fight as well. Okay, for Cyax, you're going to have to bear with me. This fight might mess up because I haven't done this strat in a while. But the thing with Cyax is another hard fight. It is hard to do strats on Cyax because of how quick he can attack. I'll be showing off a relatively easy strat that you can do. There are more advanced strats for this fight. There are a ton of strats for this fight. Most of them being roughly the same speed, so once you find a strat that you're comfortable with, just go with that until you're going for a stupidly optimal time. But I'll show you one of the more easier strats that you can do. So once again, when he goes up in the air, you're going to go limit form, well preset limit form rather. Guard that attack and go limit form. Take his claymore and do the RC on him. Once he lands, you want to get as close to him as you can. Guard his attack. Do his Esisuken and do an Ars Arcanum. Without the finisher once again. When he does the overhead, you stop. And do another Esisuken. You'll revert at this point. Now, Cyax will come and attack. And what you want to do is, you want to time a reflect, slap shot, reflect, and then a reflect finisher. This is a very hard thing to time. The way I visually time it is when Cyax he loses a bit of height because he goes to attack you, so he hunkers down a little bit. The moment you see him hunker down, you want to use the reflect. Just like that. Once you knock his weapon away and get the last reflect off, you want to use duck flare on him. And just use the finisher straight away. You want to do 4 aerial spirals and you want to pop the elixir. And now here, what you want to do is, you want to time your reflect, slap shot, reflect again, use duck flare again. Ooh, okay, I messed up the fight. That's fine. So if you mess up the fight, just pick up a claymore again. And then carry on. If you can see that you don't have 3 drive, then just go up to him, block an attack. Go with Valor form or Wisdom form, it doesn't really matter which one you do. And then you want to revert straight away. Reflect that attack and duck flare again. This is my fault. This ain't the best fight. So getting a DM on Cyax isn't that bad. It is a shame that I got a DM though. So if you get a DM, just keep grabbing the claymore and keep looping him like this. Not the best fight to show off, I apologize for that. Just like that. That is the worst case scenario for that fight. I'll add a clip of that strat being done right here.
You feel it, the moon's power. Moon, shine down.
But that's how the fight should go. That video that should have popped up. That fight was probably the worst it could have gone. You would lose about 20 seconds if you had the fight like that. So not the best fight. I apologize for that. It has been a while since I've done that strat. Once you get Riku in your party, you want to go to Riku's items and take his ethers. What I like to do is I like to just put him on elixir like that. So it's just so you start like this in that menu, in this menu. You go ether and you just hit down once and hit X. Because you have no elixirs in your inventory, he won't throw anything. So it's basically blank. And for safety, if you want, you can just pinch a potion off him. Quick run forwards. If you don't have any drive, just use these enemies here just to get your drive back. Fire is really good for this. Once you have enough, you want to go wisdom form. Oof. This world that never was as bad on my part, Jesus. And you want to do some quick runs. But yeah, no, if you did the Psyx fight right, then you'll have enough drive for that part. But if not, just do a magnet finishing leap and then fire, just to get your drive back. For Xemnas 1, he'll do his building RC straight away. You want to allow this to happen. You want to go to the building. So we'll be using Reflect, Slapshot, Reflect a whole lot more here. The timing for Reflect, Slapshot, Reflect is very tight, but if you practice it, it'll become muscle memory and you'll be able to get it most of the time. But this RC, you just want to wait until you see the finish one, after the breakthrough, to get maximum damage on him. After you fall, you want to go towards the yellow doors like this, lock onto him and then do a full air combo with both finishes. Quick run in front of him, reflect, slap shot, reflect. Go next to him and just keep doing it. And then on the third combo, you want to delay it for after the reflect goes off and then do a guard break, like that. Do a full combo with finishing leap to finish. And then just carry on. You want to be sure you're near him, just carrying on this loop. Now, when he's at this HP, you want to let him attack you. You want to let him come for you. And what you do is you want to reflect and go into Trinity, like this. Use both parts of the Trinity. Hit him once and then go limit form, and then do a Seisei. I whiffed! No! Okay, that's fine. So, you're not meant to whiff. If you Seisei him there, it will end the fight. That is rather unfortunate. That is awful. So if you get tower again, you just want to do the same RC again. But if you do an Ars Arcanum there or a Seisei, that will kill. I just got unlucky for him not to get caught on it. Once you land, just use Infinity like this, and you'll catch him like that. A big thing for Xemnas 1 is you want to be sure you stay in limit form when the fight's over. So you get your drive back here. Next, we carry on into the final fights. Now the world that never was is done. Final fights would begin here. And these final fights are a bit straightforward. There isn't too much to do until, I would say, Armor Xemnas 1. Armor Xemnas 2 and Final Xemnas, but for like scaling this structure, there isn't really too much you have to do. That's intense. So once you do the RCs here, just like you would in a casual playthrough, you'll land at the cylinders on each side. What you want to do is you want to pop a magnet and wait. When you pop the magnet and wait, the enemies that will spawn will get hit by the magnet and be pushed into the cylinder. So you land, pop a magnet. What you want to do is you want to take Riku out and have Donald in. You need to have Donald and Goofy in your party for this next part. So you have a lot of downtime, so just kind of stare at them, be sure they're here. Yeah, we're good. Once you use 3 magnets, just do an aerial spiral on one of them. Smash triangle so you can get a quick RC. Keep using magnets. and then go into Master Form. If you want, you can use the blast of the Master Form to knock some of them in there, and then use one more magnet to finish. Master Form magnet takes longer to go away, so you need to pop one here. Now, core is very specific for its combo, for its opening rather. So when you open, you want to lock onto the core. Just hit R1 when you take control of Sora again, and it will lock onto the core. You want to fall a bit and pop a magnet. This magnet is very important because it will summon the wave of enemies. You want to revert after you do the magnet, and then just do an aerial or an air combo on these nobodies here. Lock onto one of them, jump, magnet, Trinity, major drive like this, and then use Ultima. The reason why we do that is because we can get our drive back after using Master Form. If you did the strat right, everything should be dead and you should be able to attack the core again. You want to summon Genie and pop 2 ethers. And then you want to do a little Genie loop like this. Once you've done that, you want to get hit by the Claymore. You want to be hurt by this. In the time of you falling and getting hit by it, you want to put Genie into Master Form. When you get knocked back, aerial recovery at a specific time, magnet, and then do Master Form Genie's Arcana attack. Like that. The way you can time it is once auto target is taken away from the Berserker, that you aerial recover and use the magnet. And then you want to use triangle to catch all the assassins like this. And you want to lock onto this creeper here, and magnet on this creeper like that. And then you'll be able to kill everything, just like that. On dismiss, Genie. Do damage on core, and then use Duck Flare. Immediately use Mega Duck Flare, and just keep doing aerial spirals. You want to be sure you have 3 drive after the Duck Flare's done. Do a little bit more damage like this, and then go Valor Form. Once you're in Valor Form, you just want to X, square, X. Just to finish off core quickly. Just like that. You can start this fight in Valor Form, or you start it in base Sora. I'll just show you the opening for Valor Form. The opening of Valor Form is basically go up to him and just do a full combo. You'll get iframes to go for this attack, and then you can do this. After that full combo, you want to revert, reflect. Basically, that happened a bit fast. You want to reflect the spears coming down, do a combo for a guard break, and then do a reflect for your second finisher to reflect this sword swing. Keep doing ground combos while he summons the war clones. Next, you want to walk back and position yourself on this little blue part here. Reflect, thunder, reflect, reflect, and then do a full combo, and then use Duck Flare. Use Mega Duck Flare right away and just do aerial spirals. You'll know you had a good fight if the spears don't drop down. If the spears drop down, then it is a bit rough mid-fight. If they drop down here, then you know you had a good fight. Now for Dragon Xemnas, this fight is very slow because it is a scripted fight. So what you want to do is you want to just knock out a ground combo, and then you want to just spam X and square for the entire fight and circle to shield. Use the Mega Laser here as well. The reason why we do this is because we can loop finishes forever when we use the laser like this. So every attack you do will be a finisher. And then you just want to keep going around the screen like this. So basically, no matter what you hit, they will be knocked out. So once these enemies spawn, you just want to keep going. You can loop the attack with shield as well, but only shield when you need to, of course. Always be lasering to knock out these little shooters into the dragon. And then you want to hold on to your Mega Laser. You want to be sure you're always looping this. It's not mandatory to keep looping this, but it is good just to carry it on instead of doing it like here. But once you carry it on, you want to knock, I would say, about 5 of these explosive nobodies into the thing, onto the dragon, or 4, and then do Mega Laser. And you start calling them by their proper names. I don't know their proper names, but I know they're nobodies at least, except just enemies. So you want to knock the explosive nobodies into the dragon, and then you just want to keep going around the screen. Doesn't matter which direction you can go clockwise or you can go anti-clockwise like this, doesn't matter. The reason why we do finishes here as well is the chance to parry some of those rockets. And when you parry those rockets, you get iframes. So you can potentially get through that without taking any damage. Here again, you just want to keep going. You'll learn the spawns of the nobodies, the explosive ones, so you can quickly get the finisher off to make the fight really quick. But you don't need to memorize them right off the bat. So just keep going, hold on to your Mega Laser as well. And then we're going to Mega Laser the final wing. But yeah, if you only did ground combos, as you can see, Sora would have to do his first 2 basic hits again. Him doing his first 2 basic hits again would make it slow. So just spamming X and square after a finisher, and you can just loop this forever. And then once the wing begins, just knock those 2 in there, and then Mega Laser. Just to knock those 3. And that'll be the fight. For Armored Xemnas 2, you want to start off the fight with walking a little bit forward, locking onto him, using a reflect, and then slide dashing that reflect into him. So lock on, walk a bit forward, reflect, slide dash, and just do ground combos. What I just did right there is I did a 3rd finisher. I didn't know about this until recently. Riku has 2 reaction command abilities called Dark Aura and Dark Shield. If you do a Dark Aura attack after your 2nd finisher, you can do another X input to do another finisher. Similar to the square and X inputs on the Dragon Xemnas. So once you do that, you just want to keep doing ground combos. So that. Once he goes to attack, he just reflects. For his shield, once again, back up to this blue part, and then just double reflect it. And then he'll knock you back. For this, you want to let Sora drop a little bit, aerial dodge, and then aerial glide. And you want to use this building right here. You want to make sure you aerial dodge straight away after that building RC. If you don't aerial dodge, then he'll summon lasers to attack you. So you just want to glide. A little nice way to do it is if you position the camera angle to the way I did. The face of Dragon Xemnas has horns on it. You can see his left horn in the middle center of the screen. The way I get my positioning right is I turn the camera to about this angle and I wait for the right horn to be out of camera shot. Once it is, I just let Sora drop and you'll drop right into the arena. He'll do this attack, you want double effect again, and just keep doing combos. You want to be careful you don't do a guard break there, as many have done. Because if you do the guard break and he swings on the 2nd empty hit, you won't be able to recover in time. If he gives you this building pattern, where the building to the far right is low, you can just aerial dodge above it and use this building right here. If the buildings are high, don't go for this. If the right side building is really high, don't go for that. Go for the building in the bottom left, down there. It should be like down in that general direction. Once again, angle it, the right one will be off screen and then full. He'll do his shield here again. Watch out for his shield because it is a dangerous attack. And you want to be sure you have full magic for the next fight. You want to be sure you pop an ether before final Xemnas. It's mandatory. Because if you don't have full magic, when you get into final Xemnas, you won't start the fight with full magic. And that's a big problem, because you'll see why in just a second. Final Xemnas, definitely a scary fight. Really scary in other harder categories, like crit and level 1. Final Xemnas will open up with a set of RCs. Instead of just spamming the RC command, we want to sneak in reflects there to get more damage. So what we do is we want to spam reflect before the fight even starts, so we get a reflect out off the bat. And then do the RCs. Do an RC here. Reflect here. Do an RC. For this next attack, you want to time a reflect a little late, like that. Reflect again. Do the RCs here. Reflect, RC, reflect, RC. Reflect while you're in the air so you don't get hurt. And land. You want to be sure you're positioned in the center of the arena for this part. Reflect, ground combo. Let him hit you. Not that big of a deal. Now, for this, when he's at around this HP, you want to quick run away from him. and you want to go limit form, he'll use his attack. Once he attacks, you want to go limit form, pop an ether immediately while you're in limit form, and then do an Ars Arcanum. So time it like this, and loop him like this. If you see you're getting a little close to the edge, walk to the side of him just a little bit, do a Setsukun, do another Ars. You can take him into, back into the middle of the arena. Once that's done, do a full ground combo and pop an ether again. And then he'll do his RC stuff again. He's going to do the same stuff he did in the first RC grab sequence. Just like that. And then, once that's done, you just want to do Laser Dome. Now, Riku gets hurt a lot in this fight with the RC grabs. So you just want to be careful. You can be a bit lazy. You can just let him get hurt. Just for some jokes. But yeah, if the HP is really low, don't do that. Always just be mashing X and triangle for this part just to reflect everything. But yeah, after this, that's game. That should be a completed run. So that's the full tutorial done, basically. I apologize for messing up a couple fights throughout the run. I will hopefully add clips where I said I'll add a clip here to show you the perfect fight. I'm happy I got the fights I got though, so I can show you what to do in the worst case scenario. Because I did mess up fights that are quite hard to recover, so I'm happy that happened. I'm happy I messed up Roxas to show you the worst outcome without a DM, just so you know what to do. But after all this is done, and you're celebrating your new PB, and you're loving life, Xemnas will be at 1 HP. You could either use your and Riku's limit session, or just use Trinity with fire. So use proper fire and use Trinity. I'll do the swag finish, I'll use fire Trinity. So once you're finished this little cutscene, Xemnas is out cold, he will not bother you anymore, as you can see 1 HP. Now you can either use session, or you could be a little swaggy like that. So that is the tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched the entire thing and you found it useful, I hope you did. Please, by all means, do runs. Question any strat in this video. If you saw strats that I performed that you aren't comfortable with, or you think can be better, by all means, please, go and mess around with it. Try and find new stuff, because that's what makes speedrunning fun. New things keep categories and games alive. So like I said, if you are finding a strat a little bit difficult to catch up on, or if you find a strat to be slow, by all means, take the time, mess around with the fight, try and find something new. You never know, you might find the next best thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your man in Logic. If you want to see me doing runs with these kind of strats, then please follow me on Twitch. Little plug-in, but whatever. But yeah, have a good time, guys. Good luck on your runs. Take care.
How can you say that?